not that there was any room to do so in any event. Webb writes that, quote, a typical galley might have 25 oars on each side and perhaps 3 to 5 rowers for each oar. The slaves were shackled in place and were therefore physically unable to move from their designated positions. It was said in the 16th century that a galley crewed by slaves could be smelled from as far away as a mile. This was unlikely to be an exaggeration. Imagine, if you will, hundreds of men confined in a narrow space and compelled by nature to open their bladders and bowels where they were seated, day in and day out, for years at a time. There was no provision for washing. The only prospect of escape for the Ottoman galley slaves was if ships of a Christian nation defeated the Ottomans. A more dreadful fate is difficult to imagine. But not all slaves were forced to row the galleys. After returning to Algiers, some slaves, men, women, and children, were put up for the auction. Children as young as 12 years old were sold as concubines. In a normal auction, children younger than 7 could sell for over 100 pounds, roughly double the asking price for an attractive woman. Between 1500 and 1800 AD, the Ottomans and their North African corsairs, also called Barbary pirates, likely enslaved roughly 1.5 million people from Christian Europe. Unlike the transatlantic slave trade, which was driven by pure profit, the Barbary raids on Europe were motivated by bloodlust and hatred. One historian described it as revenge, almost a jihad, for the expulsion of Muslims from Spain in 1492, for the centuries of crusading violence that had preceded them, and for the ongoing religious struggle between Christians and Muslims. In the first half of the 17th century, Barbary slavers were sailing through the English Channel and into the Thames estuary, plundering local shipping and coastal towns, such that, as the minutes of Parliament put it, the fishermen are afraid to put to sea, and we're forced to keep continual watch on all our coasts. By 1640, at least 3,000 British nationals were enslaved in Algiers alone. In just the 7-year stretch from 1609 to 1616, 466 English ships were, quote, boarded and the crews taken to North Africa as slaves. In April 1625, 3 ships from Cornwall and 1 sailing from Dartmouth in Devon were captured by corsairs and the crews taken. In August 1625, a raiding party landed at Mounts Bay in Cornwall. The villagers saw the ships at anchor and fled for safety to a local church, but this was not enough to save them. The slavers dragged 60 people out of the church, loaded them onto their rowing boats, and took them on board the waiting ships. They all ended up in the slave markets of North Africa. On the 12th of that month, the mayor of Plymouth wrote to the Privy Council in London. He pleaded for assistance from the Navy because in 10 days, 27 ships had been taken, and all of the men on board, over 200 of them, had been made slaves. Now, as bad as it was to be in British waters, it was worse in southern Europe. Muslim raids on the northern shore of the Mediterranean were almost annual events of terror and pillage. In 1544, in the Bay of Naples, Algerians took 6,000 captives. 6,000 more Italians were taken during the sack of Vieste in Calabria. In 1566, they took 4,000 slaves in Granada, Spain, in a single raid. They described it as reigning Christians in Algiers. The list goes on. In 1617, 1,200 men in Madeira. In 1636, another 700 in Calabria, Italy. Then 1,000 more in 1639, and 4,000 more in 1644. In 1683, the French military attempted to free some of the slaves being held in Algiers. The Algerians didn't take kindly to it. Quote, infuriated at their helplessness in the face of such an attack, the Algerians decided to vent their anger upon those Frenchmen who were at their mercy, including Jean Lavache. Algiers had, at the time, the most powerful cannon in the whole of the Mediterranean. It weighed 12 tons. The 23-foot-long gun had a range of 3 miles. The unfortunate French consul was pushed partly into the barrel, the cannon then being discharged with a load of shrapnel, blowing him to pieces. The Algerians found 22 other Frenchmen and tied them to the muzzles of other guns and killed them the same way. When it comes to protecting yourself and your family, it's better to be prepared. That's why I'm a member of Ammo Squared. Ammo Squared lets you build an ammo reserve of your calibers steadily, month by month, without drama or excuses. Your options are endless. They have 75 caliber variations from over 85 ammunition manufacturers. There's also no need to have extra storage space laying around your house. They handle all the storage for you so you can get what you need when you need.
Oh, this
I found it
shit
super
ain't working
convenient
right
and
now.
sensible.
Pissing me off.
It's great to know my selected supply is ready to be delivered at any time. Start getting prepared now and think ahead with Ammo Squared. Go to ammosquared.com today and become a member like me. Now, for the most part, these slaves, unless they were ransomed or executed inside a cannon, spent the rest of their lives in North Africa and the Ottoman Empire, which incidentally is one of those colonial empires that no one on the left seems to mind, assuming they're even aware of it. One of the most shocking slave trades did not involve Europeans at all. It involved an Arab-run slave trade operation in East Africa, roughly around the same time as the Middle Passage was bringing slaves from places like Dahomey to Brazil. But unlike slaves arriving in the New World, Arabs frequently castrated male slaves to prevent them from breeding. The castration process was, in some cases, so brutal that 80 to 90% died during the operation. But it wasn't just castration leading to mass deaths. Conditions were so brutal that 3 out of 4 died before even getting to market. The East African slave trade included legendary traders like the black ivory merchant Hamed bin Muhammad al-Murjbi, also known as Tipu Tip, who organized the removal of between 50,000 to 100,000 slaves from the Congo to move ivory to markets on the coast. Al-Murjbi earned his nickname Tipu Tip from the sounds his men's guns made during their raiding parties into the Congo. When he finally brought his slaves to the African coast with their ivory, they were then auctioned off to the highest bidder. So many slaves moved through East Africa that Zanzibar became the biggest slave market in the world. By some estimates, as many as 17 million East Africans were sold into slavery over 1,300 years, dwarfing the transatlantic slave trade. Many of them worked spice fields and plantations in East Africa, and the practice wasn't abolished until 1909, once again because of colonizers, this time from Britain. Now, the reality is that the East African slave trade, which exceeded the West African slave trade in its duration, barbarity, and quantity of slaves, has received relatively little attention from academics and journalists. That's because it's not a useful tool for a demoralization campaign against white Americans. White Americans, by the way, whose ancestors were enslaved as well. On the morning of June 14th, 1786, Captain James Moore's family woke up on what seemed to be a normal day in Southwest Virginia. But as they left the family's cabin to tend to their farm animals, the fearful war whoop was heard, and a raiding party of Ohio Valley Shawnee Indians rode down a ridgeline and attacked them. Captain Moore was shot 7 times before being tomahawked and scalped. The Indians then murdered 3 of his children, leaving only his family members who were locked inside the cabin. Much like the Barbary pirates, the Indians broke into the house, shot the dogs, plundered and burned the home, killed the livestock, and took Moore's wife and surviving children captive. The raiding party stole horses and embarked on a journey to Detroit, which was then an open-air market for humans captured by Indians. To give you a sense of the savagery of the Indians, when one of the surviving sons, John, fell behind on the journey, an Indian split his head open with a tomahawk and then told John's mother what happened with her son's bloody scalp hanging in his waistband. They reached Detroit in December, where in a drunken frolic, one of the surviving daughters, Mary Moore, was sold into slavery for a few gallons of rum to a man named Stogwell, who had been an active Tory during the war and had removed to Canada after it closed for fear of losing his life if he remained in the United States. 3 years later, she was rescued by her brother and returned to the United States. Stories like Mary Moore's were common in the early frontier period in America, and often the stories became nationwide bestsellers. The vast majority of white slaves in the United States were owned by fellow whites. Somewhere between 60 and 70% of white immigrants to the American colonies arrived in bondage, often involuntarily. An estimated 350,000 arrived between 1620 and 1776, in numbers that likely far exceeded the number of black slaves who arrived in the 1600s. Mortality rates on the journey to the colonies often exceeded 20%. Many of them were legally classified as indentured servants under British law. Indentured servitude was, in theory, a contract entered between a poor person and a sponsor, in which the sponsor pays for the poor person's transit across the Atlantic in exchange for a set period of bondage. That, however, is the textbook definition. Reality was much harsher. In the early colonial period, there were not substantial differences between indentured servants and black slaves. Many were subjected to conditions of such brutality, duration, and heritability that historians increasingly regard slave as the more accurate term. There's no question that indentured servitude was slavery. Some indenture contracts literally use the term slave, and ads issued for runaway servants asked for them to be returned to their masters. Some of them were held in bondage for life. Many of them were sent here against their will. At the outbreak of the Revolution in 1776, more than 50,000 convicts were sent to the colonies as slave laborers. There were all sorts of sources of white slavery. They were the convicts, the urban poor, political prisoners, thieves, prostitutes, vagrants, prisoners of war, anyone designated undesirable by the British government. In the winter of 1650, 150 ragged Scottish prisoners of war arrived at Massachusetts Bay Colony, where they were sold as indentured laborers for 20 to 30 pounds each. And in colonial America, white and black slaves often bonded, according to NPR, which admits America's first slaves were white.
According to some African-American historians, there was no sign or little sign of racial tension between the English servants, which we reckon were slaves, and the African servants, who are also called servants. They were treated in much the same way for many decades. They complained together, they ran away together, they rebelled together.
George Washington himself had white slaves.
The beginning of your War of Independence, the Revolutionary War, there were ads in the Virginia Gazette for runaways, and I think that week there were something like 11 for white runaways and 3 for black runaways, and 2 of the 11 white runaways were being advertised by George Washington.
In early Virginia and Maryland, indentured servants, mostly English, Irish, and Scottish, did the same jobs that enslaved Africans would do in the 19th century, mostly tobacco farming. Conditions were so bad that 40 to 50% died before completing their terms. A 1671 report from Virginia Governor William Berkeley noted that the number of white slaves arriving vastly outnumbered black. Quote, "We suppose there come in of servants about 1,500, of which most are English, few Scotch, and fewer Irish, and not above 2 or 3 ships of Negroes in 7 years." He then went on to note that in the early years of the colony, 80% of servants did not survive the first year. But it wasn't just the slaves that were multiracial. It was the slaveholders too. At slavery's peak in 1860, thousands of slaves were owned by Choctaws, Cherokees, Creeks, and Chickasaw Indians. As Alan Taylor writes in the book American Colonies, the Iroquois were particularly brutal in this regard. In colonial America, the Iroquois would often subject captives, the ones they did not enslave, to ritualistic slaughter and cannibalism in which captives would be tied to the stake, stabbed, then prodded with hot pokers. Quote, "After the victim died, the women butchered his remains, cast them into cooking kettles, and served the stew to the entire village, so that all could be bound together in absorbing the captive's power." At the outbreak of the Civil War, one of South Carolina's wealthiest citizens was a planter and slaveholder named William Ellison. Census records show that at the outset of the Civil War, he owned 63 slaves, making him one of the biggest slave owners in the region. During the Civil War, he and his sons made substantial donations to the Confederate government, but what makes Allison remarkable is that he was a black man. In fact, he was a freed slave, whose former master had given him the business skills he needed to become a successful cotton gin manufacturer. He was such a prominent member of South Carolina society that the Charleston Mercury newspaper noted that he was a large slaveholder and is much respected throughout the district for his integrity and general good character. When the American journalist and social critic Frederick Law Olmsted visited Mississippi in the early 1860s, he described meeting a black man who told him there were, quote, "many free Negroes all about this region. Some were very rich. He pointed out to me 3 plantations within 20 miles owned by colored men. They bought black folks, he said, and had servants of their own. They were very bad masters, very hard and cruel. If he had got to be sold, he would like best to have an American master buy him. The French, black Creole masters were very severe, and they whipped their N-words most to death. They whipped the flesh off them." In total, an estimated 3,000 blacks owned roughly 20,000 slaves in 1860, and in some cases, black slaveholders purchased relatives and spouses philanthropically, rescuing them from other slaveholders. But according to the black historian Carter Godwin Woodson, they often simply bought and sold slaves like white traders. He even described one case in which, quote, "a Negro shoemaker in Charleston, South Carolina purchased his wife for $700, but on finding her hard to please, he sold her a few months thereafter for $750. The 1860 census offers some context that's left out of the history textbooks in this country.
Just erased a bunch
that year,
of
there
my
were
shit.
3,953,760 slaves and 487,970 total free colored population in the slave states in 1860. The reality is that a very small percentage of freed blacks and American Indians owned slaves, but The same is true for white Americans. In the 1860 census, at the very height of slavery, there were 393,975 slave owners in the U.S. out of a total population of over 31 million. That translates to about 1.2% of the population. The vast majority of American whites never owned any slaves. That's a critical point when in the context of modern calls for reparations. As a rule, black slaves in the American South had a life expectancy of 40 years and an annual mortality rate of 3 to 5%. Their odds of getting married, having children, attaining freedom were dramatically higher than slaves in the Caribbean, Brazil, East Africa, or, God forbid, Dahomey. Slaves in the Caribbean lived in barracks.
Hey, what's
In the
happening
South had
from Zilla?
cabins. There's no doubt that being a slave was a bad life, but if you were to be enslaved, it was better to
I'm
be
just on here
enslaved
trying to
in the
figure out how to
United
make this
States.
stuff work.
The clearest metric on this is that the U.S. slaves' population kept growing after slave imports were banned in 1808.
Trying to get
Unlike
a
other
vertical
parts
stream
of the
going
Americas
and-
where deaths exceeded births, the U.S. ended up with nearly 4 million slaves in 1860, despite only 400,000 arrivals.
Trying to get my rumble
One reason
going,
for the better
too.
conditions could be incentives. With the import ban,
Should
slave
be live
owners'
on Rumble
best
and
source
X.
of slaves was high birth rates. Buying more was really expensive. Typical price for an able-bodied male field hand in New Orleans in 1860 was about $2,000. And if you track inflation based on the price of gold, that'd be over $100,000 price of gold. For this reason, there are well-documented cases of slaveholders preferring to use less valuable, lower-class whites for dangerous tasks. Our sponsor, Grand Canyon University, is an affordable private Christian university based in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona, one of the largest universities in the country, widely praised for its culture of community and impact. GCU has 369 academic programs, with over 300 of those available online.
One of
At
the
GCU,
YouTube
you'll
chat
join
comes up.
a nationwide community of learners
see,
who
I
are
think, maybe
redefining
this is
online
what,
education through their 100%
uh,
online MBA program.
Tyler was
Learn about
using on
ethical
Tyler
entrepreneurship,
TV,
how to
'cause
scale
he's
your
having
business,
trouble getting
and so
back
much
and
more.
forth
In addition
between
to
the
federal
different
grants and aid, GCU's online
Showing
students
properly.
received nearly $161 million in institutional scholarships in 2024, making it one of the most affordable private Christian education options out there. So take the chance and find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Visit gcu.edu/myoffer to see the scholarships that you may qualify for. In 1800, there was not a single country on earth that had abolished slavery by law. Not one. By 1900, Britain, France, the United States, Denmark, the Netherlands, Spain, Portugal had all outlawed it. Every single abolition took place in societies under European control or heavy European pressure. In a perfect Orwellian twist of irony, it turns out white men are the heroes of the slavery story.
highlight stuff.
It was the Royal Navy's West Africa Squadron
way.
that freed hundreds of thousands of African slaves, all done at the expense of the British taxpayer. It was the nearly 400,000 Union soldiers who died in the American Civil War, and the
I'm just
entirely
on here,
white Congress
Gary
and
and
white
Fellers
legislatures
and
that passed the
Fellettes
13th
or
Amendment
whatever.
ending slavery.
Just on here
If
trying
the
to
legacy
figure
of
this shit
slavery
out.
is a
I'm trying to
permanent,
meld
unpayable debt
studio.
that justifies racial redistribution in perpetuity,
It is
then
kind of
literally
like an
every
ODS
ethnic group
clone.
on the planet owes every other one. The descendants of the Kingdom of Dahomey, which sold millions of their fellow
you guys,
Africans, would owe reparations to the descendants of
able
their
to see
victims.
my vertical stream.
The Arab world would owe West Africa and Europe. The Ottomans would owe the Balkans.
get a
The Irish would owe the
vertical
English,
too.
and the English would owe the Irish. The list is endless because slavery is the norm, not America's unique shame. But only one civilization ever decided the guilt outweighed the profit and bled itself dry to end it. That's the real story they don't teach. What do Snow White, Cinderella, and smallpox blankets have in common? They're all fairy tales. For decades, you've been told that you live on stolen land,
We are right now on stolen land.
that the Indians were peaceful.
Native Americans, we
But I
massacred
am on
them.
Rumble
Your
too, if
ancestors
anybody wants
committed
to just check me
genocide.
out on Rumble.
And guess what? None of it is true. The Native Americans were some of the most savage fighters ever known to man, raiding, scalping, torturing, even eating enemies. It was better to lose a battle to the U.S. Army than to get wiped out by a rival tribe. And why did the story completely change in the 1960s? It turns out there's a lot more to the American Indians than Hollywood directors and school teachers want you to know. This month, we blow up the biggest myths about the American Indians and reclaim the real history that was stolen from us. This is The Real History of the American Indian.
My messages go. There they are. Turn them, make them go to the left or something.
The story that led to protests.
This is absolutely unthinkable.
This is not a prank. This is beyond bullying. You are evil. They are evil.
A Black Lives Matter group, of course, got involved. As police and school officials investigated the case, though, it began to unravel. The full story wasn't adding up. Van was never formally charged, and instead he brought a civil suit against Humphrey's mother, Summer Smith.
Oh,
now,
we don't want
5
to watch
years
it.
later, a jury.
Chat, let me know in the comments what you do for work. Let's get straight off into this.
Crash you probably haven't heard much about. I'll show you. This is footage taken by a passenger on board Southwest Flight 345. It shows the moment that the front landing gear collapsed as soon as the plane touched the ground.
It's always good, right? Who needs front landing gear when you got rear landing gear? Am I right?
This plane is not going to move unless they got a tow truck or something. Yeah, the wheel is broken. Yeah, the wheel
You're not towing a plane, brother.
is gone.
Investigation revealed that the captain of this flight was a woman who had
Shocker!
multiple complaints filed against her by her co-pilots. She allowed the plane to descend rapidly towards the ground without properly configuring the flaps for landing, and then she aggressively took control of the plane herself and flew it nose first into the runway. This particular captain was notorious for inappropriate and dangerous behavior in the cockpit, thought the complaints were really about her gender or her sexuality instead of her competence, and apparently Southwest agreed.
Bro, it's always that, right? They're always attacking your character. This is why I say in chat, put a 1 in the chat if you agree. I believe that men take criticism much better than women for this one simple fact. Men will take criticism when it comes to the specific thing you're criticizing. Whether it's something about work, or in this example, a pilot. Hey, you're descending a little too quickly. That's a problem. Cool. You're criticizing how quickly I'm descending. You're not criticizing me as a person. Whereas on the other side, a woman, she'll take that criticism and be like, you think I'm a bad person? That's not the case. I just think you're doing something stupid right now.
Stupid.
That's the big difference, bro. Just a silly girl who broke her silly lorry that can't be towed because it's silly. What is this? Oh my God.
You can't park there. You can't park there.
When your manager walks in as you TikToking. I mean, we could already tell by the tattoos, honey, that you're probably a runner.
She's a runner. She's a track star.
We can already tell by the tats. Don't TikTok at work, bro. So this is a group of female firefighters.
Firefighters were invited to a training in the forest to prove that women can do a better job than men. And a couple minutes into the training, it caused an out-of-control forest fire. Guys, luckily nobody was hurt, but residents had to be evacuated out of the area.
Brutal.
And guys, several days before the event, feminists bragged about how they were finally breaking down barriers in the male-dominated industry. I guess that didn't go well for them, guys.
Women have gone through buds.
0.
Don't say that. Women are going to feel like you're a sexist. You should lie.
I'm not sure. I've met more than enough females that are Apache pilots, fighter pilots, badass EOD chicks, which is explosive ordnance, like Hurt Locker, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's some bad women in the military.
Yes.
They want no part of that job. I haven't met one that's like, I wish I could be a Navy SEAL. And it's not on them. They just don't want that job.
Why is that?
It's hard.
You'd have to ask them.
Of doing or
It's
makeup.
extremely hard being a Navy SEAL. I don't even want to do stuff that's hard like that. POV, you're doing your makeup at work, but your desk is in the front.
At work, but her desk is in the front.
Wait a minute. You're greeting people as they come in. Is she cross-eyed? Eyes are freaking cocked like a pistol. Shots fired! Oh my goodness gracious, brother. Dang. You know, I love cross-eyed girls because they can always see both sides of me. You know, that's the one good thing, you know, about cross-eyed girls. Maybe the other really good thing about cross-eyed girls is, you know, you can't really get anything around on her, you know? She's got eyes on everything. She can multitask like a mug. Let me stop. Do this before work, bro. Meaningless clicking.
The other thing Jeff wants to mention.
Right, chat, put a 1 in the chat if you agree. If I found out that she was doing this on the job that I had hired her for, she'd be gone. You get fired for this. What is going on right now? My coworker came to ask me for a favor. I literally look crazy. You look insane right now. Like, what is going on?
I'll go do that right now.
I mean, good Lord. It's just like, why are we even paying you at that point? I'll be honest. I saw a video, and I'll probably pull it up. It's a female CEO talking about how she won't even hire women. Like, she doesn't even want to hire women because women are typically more lazy. They don't get as much done. Do not talk to her. She needs to work. She's a yapper. And also, put a 1 in the chat if you agree. I believe a lot of these companies, they have these women that just work these meaningless jobs. These jobs are pretty meaningless. POV, you love doing lazy girl job with nice salary. This is what women want when it comes to equality. They want to be able to sit in the office under those fluorescent light bulbs and get paid a lot of money to do jack.
Someone that I'm friendly with in the office told me that there's another lady on a different team that loves to talk about me and some other girls on my team. And it's so funny because I've maybe exchanged 5 sentences with her in the time that I've been here, so I really just don't get where it's coming from. But we have a company dinner coming up soon, so we'd love to see how that goes. It's so weird that someone who I've barely exchanged words with has something to say about me because I literally don't even know you.
Maybe it's the vocal fry. Chat, put a 1 in the chat if you agree. I hate this vocal fry. Yeah, so I don't even know why she doesn't like me. It's just so annoying. I've like never even met her. It sounds like a freaking motorcycle they're trying to start. The vocal fry is so annoying.
This half the time.
Amazon created
half the time. Yeah.
Hiring algorithm that was so biased against women that they had to scrap the whole project.
Let me go ahead and stop you there, Rebecca. Here's the thing. You know who benefits from DEI the most? There's a question, chat. Who? You want to know who? While designed to support historically underrepresented groups, studies indicate that white women, you can't see the whole screen, have been major beneficiaries of corporate diversity, equity, and inclusion. Can you believe it, chat? Can you believe it? Here, I'll even move over here just so you guys can see. Oops, wrong one. Jeebus Christ there. Display. You know I'm not a professional here, chat. My bad. All right, here we go. Let's pull this on over here because I like to have my ducks in a row here. White women. Isn't it crazy, chat? Nutty, brother. Absolutely nutty.
In this case, Amazon wanted to go through the resumes of people who were applying for software engineering jobs and highlight which one should be considered to be hired. They taught that algorithm who looked like a good candidate by showing it the resumes of people who had applied, been considered, and hired before. Now, software engineering is a field that is dominated by men and where women are discriminated against regardless of their qualifications.
You're a liar!
So since that's what the algorithm learned from, it decided that women were just not the kind of people that needed to be hired. If you had women's chess team on your resume, it wouldn't hire you. It even learned what the women's colleges were, even though nobody told it, because it was that sure that women shouldn't be hired. The researchers tried to just take the word woman out of consideration, but AI is smart enough to recognize gender. Amazon scrapped their project. We don't know what other companies might do in this case, and it's why we need to be really worried about AI in practice.
Not the work.
No. AI is learning what the patterns are. Let me see if I can't find this video I was talking to you guys about. Female CEO. She wouldn't hire women. Because she was straight up like, I don't want to hire any of these people. I don't want to hire these women. They're lazy. You know, like, they're not as good. Oh, here it is. I found it. Let's get off into this clip.
I'm a CEO of a quite profitable IT company. I'm a mother as well, so you would say I went through quite a lot in the IT industry. So I have the experience and authority to talk about this topic. Now, what I want to say is that the whole talk about women in IT is usually a bad thing for us. Because basically what it says is, well, it's okay to have lower income. It's okay to do worse than boys in the IT industry because
Feminists make me so mad, bro.
so there's a world conspiracy against you. You know, people hate you. That's why. So that's why I'm against the whole talk. Also, I did some recruiting because I have a company. And also I went to a school that had like 8 girls and 100 boys. So, you know, I'm quite used to being around a lot of boys. The whole thing is, girls are usually quite lazy. They're just not that good programmers. Sorry, but that's true, honestly. They just don't want to get their hands dirty to do the job. And when I tried to do some recruiting, I intentionally wanted to recruit women. And at the end, I failed to do so. Do you want to know why? Because most of those girls were usually just cheating, and they were just not good programmers. At the end, I had to recruit boys. And that's why I think the whole talk about let's recruit more women is bad, because at the end, you're recruiting worse programmers. At the end, your company is going to suffer. You're going to lose some money. I know it's trendy to talk about women in IT.
They're like, oh God, we're scrambling over here.
But I think women should just start studying more and getting the job done. And I honestly don't see girls staying up until late at their office and working that often. No, it's usually boys staying there. Why? I don't know. So that's what I want to say. I think the whole lecture should be removed, and I think it's just bullshit.
I love it. Shout out to that lady, bro. Shout out to that lady. Like I said, women want they want the equality of outcome. They don't want the equality of opportunity. So chat, put a 1 in the chat if you agree. I feel like a lot of these modern women, they really want equality, but they want equality of outcome. They don't want to put in the work. They just want to they want to reap the rewards of the benefits of once you've actually done the work. And it's just a simple numbers thing. You know I'm stupid, chat.
Stupid.
I'm not a smart guy. I'm not a smart guy. Right? If you only have 8 women that are doing this and you got 100 men, by just the sheer numbers, the 8 women aren't going to be as good as the 100 men. You got a bigger pool of men to pull from. A bigger pool to pull from than 8 women. It just makes sense. And men are more competitive in nature. Women just aren't competitive in nature, and that's why.
With men than women. Now hear me out. I know y'all like, oh no, I'm out of here. Listen to my theory. Have you ever had a female manager that was nice to you? I'll wait.
No, I never have. I'll tell you a time about a female manager. I was working at a sales company by the name of Yodel. Had a female manager. She was a lesbian, liberal. In the beginning, seemed very nice, seemed very cool, was very masculine leaning. So it is what it is. I didn't care at the time. But when you're on a sales team, it's all performance based, right? You don't perform, you get cut.
Hey, what's up, Sterling?
You're
Wheel?
gone
How you
if
doing,
you don't hit
man?
numbers. I would sit
I'm
next
just
to a
on here
girl
trying to figure
who
out
was
how to
not
do
good at all at the job. Not cut out to do sales. I don't even know why she was there on the phones, because sales is cutthroat. It's hard. It's a lot of no's. You look for a few yeses, but it's a lot of no's, brother. And I'm not talking about these noses. Anyways,
so
we go through the day, we go through the months. I've been there for about a year and a half, and this chick had not ever hit her number, really. She was never put on a PIP, which is a performance enhancement or a performance improvement plan. And you know, I would close about maybe 2 to 3 deals a week and make like $1,000, $1,500 a week, which was great at that time. I was like, oh my God, this is incredible money, right? I'm making, $6 to $8 grand a month on top of my salary. It was amazing. I was like 24 at the time. This girl would never hit her numbers. And then when I wouldn't like make $2 grand in a week, my manager would be like, what are you doing? Like, you're not crushing it. You're not doing as good as you can. But then this girl would like barely close 1 deal a week and make $200. And she's like, great job, Rebecca. You're doing amazing. Like, she would grill the guys so hard and be so hard on the guys, but then like take it really easy on the girl. When we're all in the same role. If you look on paper and you take away our names, our titles are all the same. Also, our targets are all the same. At least for me, every time I've had a female manager, they just take advantage of the fact that they do have a sense of power over you. In chat, put a 1 in the chat if you've ever had this happen to you. They take advantage of that power, and they're thinking, you're a man, so I'm going to be harder on you, when in reality, you don't need to be. You really don't need to be. Treat me like you treat everybody else.
No, exactly. I have never had a female manager that was nice to me. I never had a work environment full of women, and it was no drama. I love working with men. They make the drama They make the workplace drama free.
I agree. Men are much more matter of fact, much more logical, and they don't want to have to deal with the fluff. What is going on here? All right, what do we got? What is this? We need to... Okay, wait a minute. Was this a chick trying to put some firefighter gear on or something like that? All right, what is this one we got to say? Good Lord.
Start preparing young women.
You need to start preparing a plate of keto-friendly food.
Big back. For the workplace drama that involves just a random old lady having one-sided beef with you.
Septum ring theory. Septum ring theory is that a woman takes all of her trauma and all of the hardship that she has and wears it as a personality trait, which is what a lot of these big back women do, especially with the septum rings.
I was fully expecting the misogyny and ageism from men, but nobody prepared me for this.
The nursing profession needs more male nurses. There's just something about male nurses and working with a man in the nursing profession that as women we can't contribute.
Yeah,
like it's just
like
a
that.
whole different vibe. Like
I would tell men never be a male nurse. You want to know why?
I'm trying to figure out all
primarily
this.
with women, and those women are going to take advantage
This
of
is
you.
Levi
Anything that's heavy,
Nix,
you gotta
and
pick up.
I.
Fat patient comes in.
You
really are a fat boss.
Guess who picking him up? It's going to be you, brother. Anything that's
I'm
dirty
trying
that
to
they don't
figure
want to
out
do, guess who they going to call? Hey, Levi.
How to get all this stuff
Yeah, I'm not
working
doing
still.
nursing is
This isn't
obviously
my usual
dominated
stream.
by women, but when you throw like a man or like a few men into the mix, like it just creates a peaceful balance. Like men just genuinely don't involve themselves in gossip. Men genuinely just come to work and are
chat
so helpful.
overlay
Like they don't care if like
works.
your agency, if your staff. Men just have a different approach.
It's built into
so
this-
I think there needs to be
this
some sort
app.
of endorsement for more
But it
males to join
only-
this profession. Every
This
specialty,
app will
every
stream to
unit,
a whole bunch
management.
of different. It's the
We
only
need
way I've been
more
able to get
male
multi-streaming working.
No, I say if you're a guy, do not be a nurse, bro. Go into the trades.
But it also
go to the
then
trade. Be a plumber,
doesn't
electrician,
combine my chat.
underwater welder. Go work on an oil rig. Go do something where a bunch of guys are around you. It's going to push you to be the best possible version of yourself. And a lot of you guys are probably like, Levi, what is this fit today? What you look weird. Well, I woke up with bedhead. I didn't get to do my hair, so I was like, I'm gonna just throw some stuff in here, and I'm gonna try this like
Phone interviews suck.
I'm gonna try this Brad Pitt from Fight Club look,
I
and I
had one
really
with
think
an
I missed the
AI
mark
already.
You know what I'm saying? I really don't think I hit it. I really don't think I hit the Brad Pitt Fight Club look. So I was like, I'm gonna throw on a black tee, and it is what it is today. You know, not much you can do. You try and you fail. When the valet girl can't park your truck after 3 minutes, good Lord, let a dude do it, brother. Oh my God, the truck's not even that big. I mean, what was it, like a Ford F-150? It's like a regular sized truck, yeah. It's not even a double cab, it's like a single cab with a little backlit. Oh my God, bro. Cut the wheel. You're cutting it the wrong way, dude. Stupid. It's agonizing to watch. I bet the truck drivers that watch, if they do watch, they're probably driving because they're out there hustling. But the truck drivers that watch that are like, I can back up a 40-foot trailer in 30 seconds.
Then working with women is very challenging.
It
I bet.
is. It's always this secret competition. It's always this secret
I'm probably going to have
animosity.
to go back to OBS.
It's like women don't know how to be happy for one another.
No, they don't.
You can't trust them. I just,
This is
I don't know.
Meld. It's called.
I'll tell you what it is. I was talking to
and
Cass
it's
about this
based
today.
off of OBS.
And I've said this before in previous episodes. Older women see themselves as younger women, whereas older men see themselves in younger men. What I mean by that is an older woman looks at a younger woman and says, that's my competition. I'm that hot still. She ain't got nothing on me. She don't look as good as me. They're immediately comparing
So I can
themselves. But for
highlight
us as
chats and
guys,
stuff.
at least for me, I look at guys that are doing well and I go, good job, bro. That's awesome. It's inspiring to see another man do well, and it gives me inspiration. It gives me motivation to be like, you know what? He can do it, so can I. It's like you see all these new streamers and like, you know, you see the guys that are doing really well, you know, the whatever podcast doing really well, Fresh and Fit, those guys are doing really well. That's something to look up to. Those guys are successful. The successful YouTubers that are out there crushing it, right? Alexander Grace, Griffin Mine, Jack Morgan, all these guys. It's inspiring to see other men do well. Women don't seem to think that way. You know, I'm happy for my fellow brother when he's doing well. It gives me inspiration. Trucking looking easy. Meanwhile, I'm fighting for my life. Landing gears are the worst. All right, what do we got here, baby girl? Come on, you got this. You got this. Put it in second. You know what I mean? Put a little elbow grease in that, or a little coochie grease. Coochie grease works too. There you go. Put a little bit of tuna grease in there. There you go. Just a little bit of tuna grease. Push down on it. There you go. There you go. One labia at a time. One labia at a time. She said, "Can you please help me?" This guy's like, "Well, you're going the wrong way, number one." Yep, you're going the wrong way. I would have been like, "You see which way to go now? You can go ahead and go that way." I bet the truck drivers on here were just reaming on that one. All right, chat. So here's what we're going to start doing. The first 20 minutes of the video will be about what we're talking about, of course, but then, or what the video topic is. But then the last 10 minutes, we're just going to get into pop culture. You guys like that? Put a 1 in the chat if you're cool with that. You cool with that? All right, let's see. I got some stuff bookmarked. Let's see what we have here. Oh, bro, I saw this and was like, what in the actual fart nuggets is this? Liberal women are getting hairy armpit tattoos because of men. Wow. Really sticking it to the man there, Rebecca. Is that the face after you smelled it? What in the fart is that? Just grow your hair out. Why do you need it tatted, bro? Stupid. Oh my God. If stupid had a face, it would be this woman's. That looks so bad. That looks really bad. Yeah, you're happy with that? I bet your parents are proud too. Good Lord. Shots fired! That is unreal. I cannot even believe that. Why would... Dude, what in the fart is that? What in the fart is that? Where's some other... I've got some other clips in here. Oh my Jesus. What is this?
My first procedure I would have, I think, with 80, 90, so, and it was lip filler, of course.
Bro, you don't even need floaties when your lips are that big. Jump in the ocean and float.
A lot of my clients like my huge lips. Some
it's going to eventually get... It's going to get to the point where she can't even breathe out of her nose.
Lips done, and so many people like watching my lips getting injected. And
how would you even eat?
When I grow up, I would describe my style as confused and chaotic because I didn't know.
Yeah. Here's another thing. Hey, Google, what's the relationship like with her father? That's what I thought. Probably non-existent.
How I should look or how I wanted to look. I did start transitioning when I was around 19 years old.
Knew it.
Gotcha, bitch.
Knew it.
But I already knew when I was 4 that I want to transition. I always knew that I want to have plastic surgeries because that's how I can change the body in the ways I want and can get...
Jesus, yeah, I almost biggity bet you that thing doesn't have a relationship with their father. I almost biggity bet you. Liberal women. Republicans aren't teaching anyone to fish. You're actually gatekeeping fishing. If anyone is going to teach you to fish is a communist.
I was just thinking about this Republican talking point that used to get grilled through me of, if you give a man a fish, he'll keep asking for fish, but if you teach him to fish, he'll never ask for you again. And I was thinking about it in the sense of it's trying to, like, say Democrats want to give out free handouts and Republicans don't. But the problem is Republicans aren't teaching anybody to fish. They're actually gatekeeping fishing. You're actually unable to fish unless your grandfather's grandfather owned a pond. You actually don't have access to water at all. Most people don't. Y'all aren't teaching anyone.
Baby. Stupid. Baby girl. Don't have access to water. Do me a favor. Go to your bathroom and flush your toilet really quick. That's what I thought.
To fish. If anyone's going to teach you how to fish, it's a communist, right? Because they want to make everybody self-sufficient on their own. Like, you guys aren't giving away fish or teaching people how to fish. Republicans are fishing and throwing it in your face, and Democrats are catching gay fish.
I love it, dude. I love it. It's just the victimization of it all, bro. It's just the victimization of it all. Like, you just can't make this stuff up, dude. It's just bad. Good Lord. I've been seeing this clip. Epstein was a Rothschild agent since the 1980s. Les Wexner says Jeffrey Epstein claimed he was the financial advisor to Elie de Rothschild and the Rothschild family in France.
I think it was his experience at an industrial level, like working for a big company like Bear Stearns, and then he had done personal work for the Rothschild family in France.
Personal wealth management, essentially?
I don't know.
We've seen some reports that he would present himself as a bounty hunter, that he would find people's missing money. Do you recall him saying anything like that?
No.
There's a part where the attorney leans over and says, like, you answer that and I'll effing kill you. I wonder, is that it in here? Is that in here? I guess not. God, I wanted to find it. But yeah, basically this dude was sitting there talking about all the things that he used to do. And oh my God. Hey, y'all been listening to this one? Complaining about unrealistic depictions of women in video games. Feminist frequency radio. And then they corrected it. Look at that. Y'all don't look like that. Y'all do not look like that. Oh my God. Oh my God. India Love reveals she used to like guys that were mean to her and only used her when she was a teenager, but now she's over that phase now at 30.
Niggas I liked was the niggas that was kind of mean to me, I guess. Yeah. Which, you know, I think I'm way over that phase now. Like, bitch, if you be mean to me, bitch. Yeah.
No. Go back to that face. Go back to that face.
She's a runner, she's a track star.
Go back to it.
Yeah, no, nah. That
Can't
ain't
click
it.
on it.
Hell the fuck no.
I'm sorry, but if you have face tats and a bunch of surgery, just stay in the streets, bro. Here we go. The evolution of Western women.
I dream of safety, a strong husband, a full harvest, many children, and no invaders at our door.
2,000 years later.
Did you just call me miss? How dare you assume anything about me? My pronouns are Key and Bab.
Kebab. Oh, that's good. That's good. All right, here we go. If I wasn't on SNAP benefits, I wouldn't be able to feed my children or myself. Oh my God.
You're a liar! You really are a fat bastard.
Employee of the school district, I only get paid once a month. By the time I get my bills paid, I have nothing left to pay for food and other basic needs.
Honey, let me be as honest as possible right now. You've eaten enough food for the next 4 years ahead of time. I can tell by the roll on your clavicle that you haven't missed a meal in about a decade. I can tell by the way that chin just melts through that neck right onto that chesticle that you ain't missed a meal in a New York minute. You're just fine. Talking about food. You've eaten the food ahead of time. You got ahead of it. Famine is afraid of you. Food rations are terrified of you. Your ankles are screaming. Your knees are on life support. I don't think you're having any issues with the food. So let's just stop it there. I bet the toilet paper at your house, you're giving it hell, though. I bet the toilet seat is... Maybe a plumber should come out. But if there's one thing you're not having any issues with, I do believe it is the food.
If it wasn't for SNAP benefits, I wouldn't be able to feed my children or myself.
Well, are you your children or yourself? Are you giving your kids any of the food that you're eating? Because I'm just looking at you right now. You could maybe take a little bit off your plate and give it to them if they're hungry.
I work, pay my bills, and like every other mom, I want to be sure that I have enough food to put on the table.
It's just the irony, bro. Like, you got enough food to put on the table. Honestly, the food you put on the table, you probably put in your stomach. You know what I mean? This is insane to me. Good Lord. Like, talking about not having enough food. You definitely got enough food. Oh my God. What is this? What I ate at 600 pounds.
This is what you eat at 500 pounds. It was crazy. Let's check it out. All right, guys. Today, I'm with my homegirl, Kayla. And she told me she loves raising...
Wearing a straight-up bed sheet.
Shots fired!
They went to Bed Bath & Beyond before that. Those New Balance are screaming. They're just right there, just like, please, just unloosen those a little bit.
Canes. Absolutely. She really does. And she told me her order, and I'm not going to lie. It was kind of insane.
Jesus, almost falls getting in the joint.
Are you okay? Yeah. Oh, my God. Kayla. Yeah. Tell me about your order. Why is your order so crazy?
Why is your order so crazy? Because you probably eat 10,000 calories a day?
I think it's way more than people would imagine.
Looking at that stomach, I think I won't be surprised.
I mean, I feel like they would imagine it's pretty big. Yo, can we order?
Can I get 2 caniacs?
God. The biceps on this woman.
What's up, the coleslaw for...
We don't want the coleslaw.
And extra sauce.
Don't you love just like the ice from Cane's, bro? It's literally the best. It's the best ice. You got this meal of 2 caniac combos. What would you get?
it doesn't. I think I've been to Cane's a couple times. Caniac combo, I believe, is about 6 tenders, 5 tenders.
To drink with it.
Oh, sweet tea, of course.
Sweet tea?
Yeah.
You gotta get the
Of course.
sweet tea with
Sugar
Raising
water, of
Cane's,
course.
bro. You told me you're around
Jesus, that bench is fighting for its life.
500 pounds. Do you want to lose weight?
You know, I'm kind of happy at I'm at, and I think my fans are happy where I'm at.
You have fans?
Like you're surprised?
No.
I am, yeah. I'll be honest. Now, I bet you she has a lot of fans at the house that keep the sweat off of her body.
No. How old were you when you started gaining weight?
I've always been a bigger girl, probably about like middle school or so.
You're a liar!
Was it a situation where you've always been so positive about your body, or did you have to work there?
Oh, work. It was always work.
I bet it was a lot of work.
You're happy where you are. You don't want to lose weight. Are you worried about your health? Because I'm not gonna lie.
I got to
to you,
get some of
I'm
those
genuinely worried about mine.
on my board.
I mean,
That's
health
pretty good
conditions can
stuff.
pop up at any size, and you know, I just.
At any size? I'm 6'2", 185. Well, my back hurts sometimes, but the thing is I can easily get in and out of places, and I can jump. Can you jump off the ground? What if somebody was chasing you? You're just going to fall.
I move. I mean, I work. I film. I love swimming. So, you know, there's a
You don't love swimming. You love floating.
component of like being physical and keeping like things in order.
Do you go to the doctor a lot?
Not a lot, like average amount.
Average amount. I'm so paranoid. I'm at the doctor like every 2 months. Like get my blood work, make sure
You
I'm
should
not diabetic. You know what I mean? All right. So we have our food here. Rip it out the plastic. Boom. All of this is for you, right? We're not sharing this.
Right.
Okay. All right. So what do we have here? We have 6 chicken tenders, 4 orders of fries. Oh no, 2 orders of fries, and 4 pieces of Texas toast.
Yes.
You do eat all of this in one sitting.
Of course.
Okay. With the cane sauce, do you?
Bro, that's like 7,000 calories. That's like more than I eat in an entire day.
Are you a cane sauce person?
Oh, that's why you gotta get the
Are you a cane sauce person? She probably bathes in that stuff.
extra.
Okay, so now we have 6 cane sauces also. We got 6 cane sauces, 2 large iced teas, 4 pieces of bread, 2 fries, and 12 tenders. This doesn't seem like too much food to you? No? All right, maybe you're the real big dog, bro. Like, maybe I'm just... Did you do anything special with the food? Like, did you have, like, a special way to eat canes? Like, I know some people...
Special way to eat canes? Yeah, she shovels it in her mouth, dude.
With a backhoe.
Do you? Do you blend it up in a blender and just drink it so you can get it to your stomach even faster? Good Lord.
Back up the backhoe.
Jesus. I can't. I just can't. I can't, bro. It's too much. I'm sorry, Chad. Oh, my God. Oh, my Lord. Y'all know I love the big back clips, though, Chad. That's my jamby. Or we're going to end it with this clip right here. This is the craziest email between Rothschild and Jeffrey Epstein that everybody missed.
So in all of the Epstein files, what is the craziest email that you feel like everybody missed?
The most interesting email is this connection of the House of Rothschild to Jeffrey Epstein. Edmond de Rothschild, at the time, was facing a problem with the Department of Justice. The Department of Justice was alleging that Edmond de Rothschild, the bank in Switzerland, was helping wealthy Americans dodge taxes. So what they decide is that they'll pay a fine. Now, to negotiate that settlement, they hire 2 individuals, Kathy Rumler and Jeffrey Epstein. He says, I think you will find 45.5 penalty, that's 45.5 million, legal 10 million
I
for
cuss like a
fees to
sailor,
Kathy.
so
Me,
I don't care if
25.
anybody else
All
does.
less than 80, pretty good.
My
They paid 45.5
screen's always
million
set
to
to
the Department
18
of
and
Justice.
over.
Epstein was paid 25 million to broker that deal. The reason why this puts it all together for me is you have the
my
Rothschilds
shows always are
negotiating
set
with
to
the
18
American
and
Justice
over only.
Department. Who do you hire? There are 10 law firms which you hire. You don't hire Jeffrey Epstein unless
What's up? What?
you're hiring him
No.
for a reason.
What's happening?
Yeah, dude, he had to have been a spy. He had to have been a spy.
This
or
isn't
working
my
with somebody, you know what I
usual,
mean?
stream. I'm
There's
just
so
in
much
here,
about this case that's just coming out now that it's just
trying to figure some
unbelievably
stuff out. I'm
fishy.
trying this new.
Like these people must be working at Long John Silver's with how fishy it is, bro.
This
the
app I'm
CEO of
using is
Long
called
John Silver's.
Meld.
Ain't that right, Lokes? You want a treat, dude? You've been good.
And I'm trying it out.
I don't know if you see him back there.
It's based on OBS.
Like this dude is just back there doing his thing, baby, living his best life. Lucky free.
I'm trying it out and see if I like it or not.
This man is living his best life.
See how I got the feature chat and the regular chat, That's what I've been trying to do with Social Stream Ninja. It should do that, but I can't seem to be able to get it to do it. This one will do it, but it doesn't import all of my chats. It only, like right now, I'm on Rumble and X, but it will not import the other chats. See how I can highlight featured messages, and that's what I've been trying to get on the other ones. And this is my first ever vertical. I got a vertical going too on YouTube. I figured out how to lay it out. For some reason, when I'm just in OBS, I can't get any of this stuff to work. This is based on OBS, but well, right now it's only working through the chat's only working. Oh fuck, man! I need a better chair. My chat's only using YouTube. It's working through Meld. I usually try to use Social Stream Ninja whenever I'm in OBS, and the chat works well, but I can't get the featured chat to work at all. And this is the first time I figured out how to make get a vertical to work at all. You want up here? Come on. Up here. Up here. Up here.
I feel bad for you guys that are single, bro. Dating out in the market, I mean, like, honestly, I would just say, just don't date sometimes, bro. Good Lord. Unreal. Absolutely unreal. Golly, those fat people. I still can't get over how much they were eating. That's just insane to me, bro. Insane. It's absolutely wild. But chat, let me know what you guys do for a living. Let me know in the comments. I want to know.
What they do?
Loki doesn't care. But I hope you guys had a great time, or I hope you had a good time on today's episode. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It was good to have you guys out, man. Until next time. Peace.
Who's illegal?
Yeah.
Like net positive, including like the, how much it would take, the effort, money, funding it would take to actually, go after people and actually deport them.
Let me ask you a question. If it was very expensive to prosecute murderers, do you think that means we shouldn't prosecute?
I spent a bunch of money on all this crap I got for streaming, so I'm trying to,
regardless of how much money it costs, right?
Use
great. So
programs that don't cost money, like Meld's free, OBS is free, and I can stream without a subscription.
If you do not enforce
I had
your laws,
StreamYard subscription for over a year,
you have to enforce murder
and I got
laws
tired of that. That's just too expensive.
This is not an argument about
and
economics.
it limits you, unless you pay like a lot of money, it limits you
you can't have a country without borders.
Your stream quality.
So let me tell you, I'm not against having a border necessarily. What I'm specifically against is the idea that we should deport everyone who came in illegally.
What would you prefer to do?
I think that would just be a net negative for the country, regardless of if you think it's okay or regardless of how bad you think it is to enter the country illegally.
What do you think should happen to them if they're not deported?
I'm not sure what I'm going to talk about tomorrow on the show. Probably
Like, I think because like
so what does that do? What does that do
Trump's
for the
tariffs.
law? You think we should have border laws, but you think the people who violate those laws should just be left alone?
Yeah, I can go into that.
Well, you cut out there for a second, but so I just want to get this straight. You agree with having 1 second. I just want to get this thought out. You agree with having border laws, but you think the people who violate those border laws should just be left alone. You have to unmute yourself.
Some of Cam Higby's stuff's pretty good, and some of it's not so much.
Do you hear me?
Yeah, I hear it.
Yeah, so I'm not against necessarily border laws, but I think it's kind of wrong as a country to, after just the past like 4 years, Joe Biden was letting everyone pretty much in, right? Which we can debate that too, but I think as a country, we kind of let these people in, and we were kind of not against them coming in, even if it is illegal. So I think now the switch up it's a little bit messed up in my opinion.
I agree that it's messed up, and I agree that it shouldn't have happened in the first place.
Mel
But that
doesn't
change the
populate
fact that
anything
the people
but
who
YouTube
entered
for
the
some
country
reason.
illegally were fully aware that borders exist and were fully aware that what they were doing was illegal. They knew that one simple change in presidency could result in them all being deported. This wasn't an enigma to them. They're not stupid. Debatable, but they're not unaware of the law. They understand how countries work, they understand how borders work, and they chose to take the risk anyway. This is risk that they thrust upon themselves, not risk that Trump put on them. This law has existed since the World War II era. Okay, it's not new.
So I can get into that. Hold on, I just lost my train of thought. Give me a sec. Can you repeat your last sentence? I'm so sorry. I just completely lost my train of thought.
Yeah, these people aren't unaware of the law. They know that it's illegal to enter the country. They know how laws, countries, and borders work. Yeah. It's not an enigma to them.
I just think so we can also continue on to that, but I think it would just be a net negative for our country to try to go after and deport everyone. Number one, we won't be able to do that in 4 years. Okay?
Yeah, I'm just having a stream trying to
literally impossible to deport over 10
play
million
with some of the stuff, trying to figure out how to
that's just not going to happen. And it's not
get some of the stuff to work.
A Democrat wins next election, they're not going to continue this, right? So it's already kind of useless to try, I feel like.
We're going to do that.
And this is what everyone needs to know. They need to know that America fought a war to end slavery. Hundreds of thousands of...
Sam Harris would also say Christianity is irrational.
The Supreme Court has struck down Donald Trump's emergency tariff powers in a major blow to his foreign policy trade negotiation leverage. And I got to be honest, I'm going to cut right to the chase. I'm a huge fan of Trump's tariffs. I'm a fan of his strategies and plans on this one. I think ultimately this will be very, very bad for these United States because we simultaneously have the offshoring of our jobs and our manufacturing with the opening of our borders and the flooding of illegal immigrants. So our low-skilled labor is being shipped overseas while we're getting a flood of low-skilled laborers. This is a recipe for disaster in this country. So, in fact, we're not going to focus too much on that because we have a much bigger story for all of you today, and it is the return to the United States of the legendary Tommy Robinson.
Thank you, Tim. It's good reception.
Who are you? What do you do?
Who am I? What do I do? Well, I'm a journalist from the UK. I wasn't a journalist always. I was a street activist. I started off in 2009. Combating and discussing problems with mass open border immigration, specifically from Islamic nations. I was born in Luton Town, which is 30 miles north of London. When I was born in 1982, there was one mosque. There's now 45. I've seen the change to my town. I've seen the problems. Luton was named by the CIA as the epicenter for terrorist atrocities across Europe. I've seen it all. So I don't talk about what I've read in a book. I talk about life experience. I've seen the loss of freedom. I've seen the two-tier policing. I've seen the weakness and the cowardice by authorities to deal with these gangs. What you've seen is in Minnesota, the little thing you've seen with the Somalians. Well, I've watched this my whole life, yeah? The inability to tackle crimes from a certain community in the town. Kid gloves for every other community. Iron fists for every other community, but kid gloves for the Islamic community. So I've seen lots of problems. I started talking about them in 2009. I formed a street protest movement called the English Defence League. We were pretty pretty lively. I'm not going to lie.
Lively.
Lively is one word. You have to remember at that time, we all now talk about grooming.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Discord.
Yeah, grooming gangs is rape jihad. They're not grooming gangs. Grooming something you
You've
do
got
to a
a cushion
dog
on
when
this
you
chair.
groom
This
it.
chair sucks.
We're talking about young
Spend
children being kidnapped,
$400
prostituted, raped,
and
murdered
get a good
in every
chair.
town and city across the UK that has an Islamic community. And we're talking about a conspiracy of silence from police leaders, religious leaders and political leaders who all knew it was happening but let it happen because rather than offending the Islamic community...
Hey, you know what I could do?
How dare they be deemed racist? So police officers didn't want to be called racist. So rather than be called racist, they literally sacrificed a generation
damn
of
books.
Britain's
Maybe I should actually open
I came
them.
along in 2009, started making a hell of a lot of noise
that's Da Vinci.
with a hell of a lot of brave people who took to the streets with us.
Da Vinci
we took to our
Resolve.
streets
I
in
got
our
2
thousands
OBS
and tens
books.
of thousands at a time. But we were pretty aggressive on the streets.
Got,
we had to be. It was never going to be
OBS studio,
female
user
teachers or
guide.
nurses that stood up.
And they have
OBS,
prosecuted and persecuted
super
you
user.
just over and over and
Might have
over
to
again.
actually
These stories
read
are
'em.
crazy. I remember that story where you came out of prison gaunt with a beard. They were denying you food. You were in solitary confinement. We got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, that would probably
and
help.
Your story is
I got a
warning for the United States
I don't do books,
about what happens
really, very
when it
much.
goes too far. We can see what's going on
Once
in the
I
UK,
was- when I
and we
was in
can see
college, I
some of it happening in the
did
United
books
States.
that I had to
and
read.
we are fighting back against these the
other
open
than that,
border
I hate
policies,
books.
the
That's why
destruction
God
of our
invented
cultural
movies.
institutions, and we are seeing very similar. You mentioned the Somali stuff. That's not just Minnesota; it's Ohio, it's California, it's Washington. So, Tommy, it's amazing to have you here. It's going to be a great conversation. Thanks for joining us. Libby Emmons is hanging out.
I'm Libby Emmons. I'm hanging out. Really glad to be here today for this conversation. I'm with the Post Millennial and
It's like when you
also
open a box,
my new podcast,
get the instructions,
which you can check
chuck
out
the
at
instructions, and like, I'll figure it out.
And to spice things up, we brought Ian.
Ooh, let's get flavorful. Tommy, I thought you were, well, I didn't think you were racist. I was fully propagandized in 2018 about, there's like, oh, Tommy Robinson's the biggest racist on the planet. I didn't understand the danger of mass migration. And then we can go into Islam and even talk about radical theology as well. But thanks for being here, man.
It's good to be here, man. I'm honoured to be in America. Do you know how long I've waited to be here? Do you know how much I've wanted to be here?
15 years, right?
Well, I was here in 2011. I got 10 months in jail. I spent 22 weeks on solitary confinement for 2 days in New York.
Wow.
So I stupidly come here on another passport. But I come here to give a warning to America because I wish someone come to my town 30 years ago, 40 years ago, and told us this is what's going to happen. This is how it's going to happen. I've experienced it, and gave a warning to the people of England 30, 40 years ago. So I felt my message was that important to America. Say, look, we've failed. Britain's failed. France has failed. Germany's failed. It does not work. So you have to stop it now because we'll get onto the discussion of how powerful that migrant base becomes.
Indeed. We got Phil hanging out.
Hello, everybody. My name is Phil Labonte. I'm the lead singer of the heavy metal band All That Remains. I'm an anti-communist and a counter-revolutionary.
He's the lead singer for All That Remains. And
Dude,
I don't
thank you so
really
much
know
for
much
coming. I've
of
been following your
All That
work for a
Remains.
long
I'm gonna have to
time,
look
and
him up.
it's
I've been
really
meaning
good to have
to.
you here. I'm very excited for this
Wonderfully
conversation.
suck.
I'm going to start with this story from the AP to kick off the American perspective on what's going on. We have this Supreme Court strikes down Trump's sweeping tariffs, upending central plank of economic agenda. There are a couple things to point out in this story as I think it relates to what's going on with the UK, what you're fighting against, Tommy. And I'll start with, first, Trump has used the tariffs as leverage for the American worker to stop the offshoring of our jobs when we have a dysfunctional Congress and when our low-skill labor and even mid-skill labor is being shipped off to China, to Indonesia, to Mexico.
Pretty happy
but at the same
with myself.
time,
At least I
our
figured out how to
borders have
get
been
Rumble
open
and stuff
effectively
working. I'm
for
on
a
Rumble
decade
now.
plus. And their estimates
I'm
ranging
live on
from
Rumble,
30 to
and I
50
figured out how
million
to get
illegal immigrants in the United States
a
today.
vertical going.
And many people might say, I thought it was 10 to 20.
which I
No.
was not
10 to
doing
20 million
before.
was the number given during the Biden administration when he opened up the border and flooded this country with non-citizens who then the administration basically killed
Does YouTube
their
not
court
save
hearings, making them
your
de facto
verticals?
second-class permanent residents. What it looks like Trump is doing, and I say looks like because it's hard to know for sure exactly what's going on, Trump recognizing that the American way of life
That
is
I
being
don't
eroded.
know.
You've got, as Tommy pointed out in the intro to the show, the Somali fraud crisis, billions of dollars from American workers and taxpayers being funneled by these Somali migrants.
Yeah, this is a new app I'm trying out called Meld, and it's based off of OBS. I've been messing with OBS a lot. I like it a lot, and I got it working pretty good. There's a couple things I've not been able to get working right, and it's been driving me bonkers. I mean, absolutely batshit bonkers. And yeah, I got to work on it. That's basically all I'm trying to do today is playing with this stuff and trying to get some of this stuff working. But we are live on Rumble for once. First time ever. First time ever. My son helped me a little bit with the OBS stuff. I got to get my bike going back. At the end of the season last year, I had just bought my new Dodge truck, got rid of my F-150, and when I got rid of it, I needed one of them computer modules to put an aftermarket stereo in my truck. And I happened to have one on my bike that I wasn't using the CAN bus part module in it. I was just using the DSP. It was a DSR1 Fosgate. And I took it off my bike, and now I have to get the other DSP, and I have another one. And I took it all apart and resoldered it. It wouldn't stay plugged in right. The RCAs kept wanting to vibrate loose. You know how Harleys are. And when it was kept vibrating loose, so I unsoldered it. I mean, took it all apart and soldered RCA cables, the size and length RCA cables I knew I was going to need directly to the board. And when I did that, I'm hoping, well, I think it'll work work well. I haven't even tested to make sure my solder connections were good. Well, I've always been kind of a nerd, so I'm a biker / nerd / Trekkie. Live long and prosper, y'all. I don't know if I could see like what my vertical is supposed to look like because I set it up, but I can't. For some reason, I can't even see it on YouTube. So somebody told me it was working, so I'm assuming it's working. Got some new friend requests on Facebook. I haven't been watching Chatting with Stacks lately. He did, I don't know, he was, no particular reason, I guess. It's just his show. Some of his stuff was, I don't know. I haven't been watching a lot of YouTube, my usual shows. I've been watching different shows than what I usually watch. Oh, yeah, I was trying to see if I could find my vertical, but I don't know why I just can't. It won't show me my own. I could see my YouTube, but I can't see my vertical. Like when Mike goes live, I can like click on it. Oh, that's another good YouTuber. If you haven't checked him out. This is Leon Lush. You have to watch him if you haven't checked him out.
This is a look at a wild chase.
When you get fired, there's really only two options.
I didn't want to do vertical, but everybody
like
I see that is doing it.
Or you can go out in a blaze of glory, steal a semi-truck, ride that shit until the rims fall off,
than they are the
and go down in a blaze of glory.
I
have a penchant, an affinity for the second one.
And it wasn't as bad as I thought.
Especially this guy because he took his girlfriend along for the joyride. I also have a penchant for brown liquor, which Nigel has happily provided for
What's
me
up,
here
guys
today.
and
This
baggers?
one's
How
from
you
called
doing?
Blue Cam. The worst thing you can do after getting fired. Let's dive headfirst into this 7-layered dip, shall we? Here we go.
A wild chase that pulled multiple
Strap
law
in, boys.
enforcement agencies together across Wisconsin to stop a man fleeing in a semi-truck. But the situation takes an even crazier turn when they realize he isn't alone.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
He is not aware that you are law enforcement.
You gotta take that door out.
Hey, you're not officers!
Chill.
It's around 3 p.m. on August.
Wait, what?
Hey, you're not officers!
Chill.
It's around 3 p.m. on August 25th,
Curious what is happening there.
2023, and these troopers are setting up tire deflation spikes after multiple police departments across Wisconsin are alerted to a stolen semi-truck whose driver refuses to stop. But this is only a part of a drawn-out chase that's about to take several shocking turns.
If you're going to get in a high-speed chase, oh yeah, spike strips, get them.
This is already the third attempt to use tire spikes, and while troopers and deputies managed to deploy them successfully, the driver still refuses to
Just
stop.
racing on
the
rims.
whole thing began around 2:50 p.m. with a 911 call from a trucking company reporting that a former employee, 47-year-old Michael Jones, had taken off with one of their semi-trucks from an arena in Warrens, Wisconsin. Monroe County deputies had initiated the chase, but when Michael hit I-94 in a desperate attempt to lose the deputies, additional units joined in. But despite multiple attempts by deputies and state troopers, Michael is not in the mood to give up.
You just got fired. You can't be a quitter, too. You know what I mean? Of all the things to get in a high-speed chase with, a semi-truck, without the trailer, of course, would be low on my list. You know what I mean? It just feels impractical to try and lead an entire police squad on a high-speed chase in a semi-truck that's gone over 4 spike strips, nonetheless. I mean, it's getting a little ridiculous. Aviator's on, though.
You want to see this through? Yeah. Okay. I figured you did, but if you want to go to the hospital, go to the hospital.
Oh, no, they're not falling off.
All right.
You didn't lose a finger.
Yeah.
You already
I'm pretty sure he wants to see this through.
He lost it.
County had the male driver on the line. He's advising he is not stopping. Monroe wants to know if you want their tag team as well.
Despite the other trooper in this squad burning his fingers while retrieving the spike strips after one of the attempts, they remain in the pursuit as it crosses into Juneau County, with deputies from the sheriff's office assisting.
This is going to be quite a chase. I feel like we got to really buckle our seatbelts here. You can't, I mean, that's got to be tough to pit maneuver. I do wonder. Now I'm walking back my statement a little bit because probably not quite as easy to pit maneuver a semi-truck than it is just a normal pleb sedan or a pickup truck. You know what I mean? Maybe he's thinking ahead here.
Right now, it looks like 30.
You got to really be in a tough spot, though, to just get fired from your job and steal a semi-truck and get in a high-speed chase. So what's the end game? What is the end game of stealing a semi-truck, loading your girlfriend into it, and getting in a high-speed car chase? Was there not a single moment in that decision tree where you were like, wow, there's no good outcome to that. Let's reel it back in. What are you doing? It's just a job. You can find another one. Although in this economy, maybe not. You know what? I'd take the semi too.
Her son had met Michael in Warren shortly after he finished a delivery. During that conversation, he confronted Michael about making deliveries outside of work areas and being late. And that's when Michael was fired. He was told to leave the truck at the truck stop. Instead, the job loss sent Michael off the rails. Panicked and paranoid, he ignored warnings that police would be called, hit the pedal, and took off with the semi.
His
And as
Leon
deputies
Lush,
see that Michael
his
still
takes
isn't
are
giving
pretty.
up,
Get a little
even
more
with
context.
shredded tire
He's pretty
debris
funny.
littering the road and putting life and other drivers' lives at risk, they soon find out that he isn't alone inside the truck.
And Monroe County found out of the pursuit. They just turned around.
Insane to bring your girlfriend along for this. She has to be panicking or like, honey, maybe pull over. She's trying to exit? We're going a little too quick for that, sweetie.
5920 eastbound, continuing. Juno to units for 43, the male is possible 96. He's advising he's being chased by the K. He is not aware that you are law enforcement.
Michael's on and off girlfriend of 15 years, who also works at the same truck.
Bro. Time to move on. You can't. What are we talking about? 15 years? What are we doing? Holy shit. Like, if you're on and off again, like, that can go on for a little while, couple months, maybe a year. I understand there's strong feelings, but 15 years of on and off? Brother, what are we doing? And I'm speaking to him, but to the girl, too. Like, it's time to find a better man. Michael, like, I understand that there's a history there, and it's really hard because after 15 years of your life, it feels like you can't let that go to waste. Was it all for nothing? Was this relationship all for nothing? I've been on and off again with this fucking guy for 15 years, and now if I finally put my foot down and end it, I have to face the reality that the last 15 years of my life are wasted? No, they were a lesson, and you learned a valuable lesson. To not let yourself go 15 years on and off with a man. What is wrong with you?
After he was fired, Michael became convinced she had been working with the owners behind his back. She was still in the truck when he took off after losing his job. And despite her begging him to stop, Michael held her against her will, and he kept going. Later,
now it's
Michael
like a hostage situation?
mentioned the K to him in the past, and that fear fed into his belief that white officers
I like that we had to
and
censor
others
that
were
for
out to
YouTube.
get him.
Fucking pathetic. But understandable, I get it.
Our female victim is going to be still trying to get the male's information. 306 Juno County is now requesting to set up spike strips if possible for the rear semi-tires on this truck.
Yep.
It is still rolling but smoking, currently passing the 79-mile marker.
Throughout the chase, the woman calls Juno County Dispatch multiple times, telling them she can't jump out of the truck because she's afraid of being run over by oncoming traffic.
Yeah, I would be too. All right, so she's like a hostage, basically.
It's unarmed. By now, several agencies, including State Patrol, the Juneau County Sheriff's Office, Ho-Chunk Nation Police, Wisconsin Dells PD, and Lake Delton PD, have joined to try to stop him. A Bearcat is also brought in, and repeated spike attempts shred the truck's tires, scattering debris across the roadway. But even after losing 2 tires down to the rims, Michael continues driving the semi-truck at dangerous speeds, endangering everyone on the road. As Michael keeps driving recklessly, swerving between lanes, a witness near I-94 manages to record the chase that captures just how intense, urgent, and high stakes the effort to stop him has become.
Spike!
10 for another successful spike.
They're driving in front.
I-13, I'm going to be...
He's riding on rims. Bearcat's cooking behind him. 20 fucking squad cars
aren't helping him anymore.
Is it just like a pure adrenaline play at this point? Once you've committed and you're in the high-speed chase, what's going through your head where you're like, all right, if I keep going, yes, let's keep going because certainly there's a way out of this. You should immediately be like, no, I'm cooked. I'm going to stop right now. Like, just stop immediately. What? It's a fool's errand, obviously, trying to use rational thought for people like this, but
his decision to keep
I'm always
driving
trying
the
to
truck on
put
bare
myself in
rims
their shoes,
will
you know?
turn against him in one of the most dangerous ways imaginable.
That it will. You mean he doesn't get away? Spoiler alert.
Suddenly, troopers see smoke coming from the semi-truck, and moments later, it catches fire. Michael loses control, sending the truck crashing into a ditch near the Wisconsin Dells area.
That's crazy. I thought for sure he was going to get away. Hopefully his 15-year on and off again girlfriend is fine. Maybe this will be the nail in the coffin. $50 as she gets back with him in 2 weeks. 15 years? It's not, a little high-speed chase in a fucking semi-truck? Nah. Ironclad on and off again. There's no breaking that type of bond. Are you shitting me? They'll go through an off-again phase, but it'll be on again. Once he starts taking his lithium again.
Fire, you know where your fire extinguisher is?
It's a tough joke, Leon. Relax, buddy.
High-risk female exiting.
Keep coming. Keep coming.
There she is.
Come back here, back here. Come back here. Right here, right? Do you have any weapons? Do you have any weapons? Okay. All right, we have to search you, okay? Okay. Okay.
What's the move here, Michael? You're gonna run? You're gonna run. Like what? Just full. He tried to. Oh, hands up and then tried to run. Do it, dude.
Look at run your back. Hey, run your back.
Incredible shit. Got the nice watch on, though.
Find
Unarmed.
After a 52-mile chase and over 4 spike strip attempts, all the involved agencies have managed to take Michael into custody and rescue the woman. But even then, he isn't done. Before it's over, he will make another bold attempt to escape.
No, come on. Socks are dripping, though. Look at those tubers.
Let's go. Get up. Stand up. Stand up, man. Stand up, man.
No way he tries to run again, right?
Hey,
Help me! They're hurting me! Hold up.
Bring a squad.
Really?
Get my squad
Really?
right there.
Every time.
Guys, come on, take this. Come on, guys. Come on, come on.
Let's go this way.
Come on, guys. Come on. Come on. Hey, you don't have to get a squad car to come no closer. It's okay, guys. You guys got me. Ryan Hay. You got me. It's good. You guys want to shoot? Good search. I don't have nothing.
Good search, boys. Nice work. You got me. Such a interesting state of affairs.
Over these keys. Yeah, there we go. Relax.
Hey, officers!
Stop.
Officers! These are officers!
Just relax.
Come here!
Stop. Relax.
All right. I gotta pee, man.
Just let it happen, buddy. 52 miles is a long car ride. I'd have to pee too.
Sit for a little bit. Hi, my name's Christina. What's your birthday?
52 is in a row.
Is he okay? He's fine. He's fine. He's fine. Is he okay? Yep, he's fine. He's under.
She already misses him.
Rumble, but it's not doesn't populate in and out.
I've been in this pursuit since freaking Toma. It started when I was leaving my house.
You guys have tethers in case he decides to start kicking his feet or anything?
I have one.
I do.
Molly,
If you need 'em.
you want to grab yours, Molly? I'm just worried he's going to start kicking.
Might want the bigger bag for the shoes.
Comes up from all my sources.
Is that your boyfriend? Boyfriend? All right. I don't need to. You don't need to cause any problems, okay? Just stay cool.
Says where it's from.
Okay. Where are you from?
Facebook doesn't work.
All right, we'll get it. So what's going on? Why this? Get fired.
I mean, to be fair, people get fired every day. I talk a lot about second order effects on this channel. I do. It's like there's just a very big disconnect with people that do stupid criminal shit like this, that they're unable to see into the future how their actions now will have consequences later. Like getting fired sucks, yes, but that's something you can solve relatively quickly by moving the right pieces around. Getting fired and then committing an egregious felony and having to deal with the legal system and going to jail, that's a much harder nut to crack. And that's a very quick thing you can think of, like after getting fired, like, man, this sucks. Oh, I want to punch the wall, put a hole in it. I'm not going to steal a semi-truck and then 52 miles with my girl in the front seat. That's way harder to recover from than simply
Thanks
getting
for
fired.
stopping in. I appreciate it.
Maybe it was the straw that broke the camel's back, certainly.
Where's my phone? I have my
Or maybe
phone.
I'm just naive and
Sometime, okay? You have tethers? Man, can I get my phone back?
the world is just filled with people with zero ability to have any emotional regulation at all in their life.
I got waters in my backpack.
I do wonder where it comes from. I do, like, because I think the running theme, and I'm sorry to rant here, but like the running theme through all of the body cams we watch is mostly just people's inability to control their emotions, which then leads to erratic behavior and criminal behavior and all these things. Inability to deploy logic and be like, hey, this sucks, I'm in a bad spot. But if I stop resisting and just go along with it, I can get out of it at point A. If I continue to behave this way, it's going to be point B, C, and D. I'm going to have extra charge. It's going to make my life much harder. Like, these are decisions you need to make in the moment that people don't have the ability to make. And I'm wondering where the ability comes from. Is it a childhood thing, how you're raised, your examples, your parents, your siblings, your friend group? Is it the school system? It's probably a combination of all of these things. Certainly. The important question becomes, how do we create well-adjusted human beings that can live in a civilized society? Could just be luck of the draw, hand you're dealt. I don't know. Certainly it's just kind of the way the world works. There's always going to be people on the fringe that struggle with this type of shit their whole life. I have trouble relating, but I am very fascinated by it. What is happening? Hold on. I totally just missed that.
You gotta kick that door out.
Oh, he kicked it out.
Chill out.
Or he's just having a psychotic break and I'm just babbling for no reason.
Helen, I gotta hobble.
Relax. I'm not safe. Why you do that, babe?
I got one.
Why you do that?
You call her Bae? That's awesome. That's awesome. My guy, you gotta get some smaller shorts, man. That belt's doing a lot of work right now. That belt is doing all the work right now.
He won't be able to move much in that. No, and then we'll do this.
Brother's a size 30 wearing a 38.
Truck back there.
Come on, man.
It's okay, man. It's okay. You guys got me. Let me straighten up. I'm hurt, and it's good.
Let's go back towards his vehicle. You go get open it up.
I got. No, I swear to God, that's it, guys. You guys got me. I'm peaceful. Come on this way.
You just kicked the window out, bro, like 8 seconds ago.
This way, guys. Come on. No, I'm not gonna cut no more. I swear to God.
This guy must have been an absolute roller coaster to be in a relationship with, even if it was on again and off again.
I'm dead. It is what it is. Come on, let me tell you.
Whole chunk nation.
This side or the other side? That side right here.
Officer!
There he goes.
All right, get in the seat in there. Get in.
Come on, guys. Oh!
This is Wisconsin, huh? Always Wisconsin for some reason.
You got cut on your arm. I was gonna bring something oil. Just stay here much. Good boy.
Michael's attempt to resist and escape by kicking the living shit out of the squad car window sent glass shards flying, injuring one deputy in the arm and a detective in the head, leaving both bleeding and in need of medical attention.
All right, let's not dramatize it too much. I mean, in need of medical attention, you got a little cut. Yeah, a little scrape. You're gonna be all right, as long as it's not in your eye.
And as things at the crash site finally start to calm down, the woman calls her family and explains how she had just tried to arrange a ride for herself and Michael after he was fired, but he chose to go in a very different direction.
Michael high-speed chased the police. They fired him and he flipped out and went crazy. He wouldn't let me out the truck. What? Can you hear me? What? I said Michael flipped out and he wouldn't let me out the truck. I said they fired him and he flipped out and he went crazy.
Oh, wow. They fired him?
Yeah, and he went crazy and flipped out. And he high-speeded the police and he wouldn't let me out the truck.
Are you still in the truck?
I'm right here with the police. He high-speeded the police. We could have flipped over and died.
I love that we're using high-speeded as a verb right now. This is my favorite. He high-speeded the police. That is fucking awesome.
Where you at now?
On the highway.
You in the truck?
No.
Who you with now?
The police, ma'am.
Sir, this is the Wisconsin State Patrol. She is currently in the Wisconsin Dells.
All right. Okay. How can you get home?
Right now, we're still working on that. If you can just
drive out and pick her up, dude.
Talk to you, and we'll give you information as it comes.
I try to calm her down.
I'm ready to go home.
Just cooperate with them first. Let them get out of it.
Trying to get this thing working on Facebook.
We'll see how you gonna get home. Let them deal with him, and we'll try to make sure you get your way home.
It's not
Even
working.
after arriving at the station, Michael still isn't done.
Mike, right?
I already know what's up. It's like I said, you guys are surprising me. Yeah, and you guys are going to around.
No, we're not going to do that. Thank you. We're just going to walk you around into the building, okay?
I saw that. Listen, I saw him standing around the corner. It's okay. It's okay.
He's like having delusions.
Man, this is glass. Who is it? Is that you, Ryan?
All right, we're going to go through this door, and then we're going to take our...
Yeah, I see it all.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Okay.
Yeah, and if you can just turn and face that wall for me. Somebody's going to pat you down again, okay?
You're going to come on.
No.
Go ahead. Just face this wall for me.
No, we got no reason to hurt you, okay?
Hurt me. Go ahead.
We don't want to.
Yes, you are. I know. Go ahead.
Can you stand up, please?
Go ahead, hurt me. Go ahead. Hurt me. Go ahead, guys. Go ahead.
Desperate for it.
Go ahead, guys. Do it to me. It's okay. I'm gonna come.
Probably.
It's okay.
Just dying for a reason to rationalize it.
Take the legs off first.
It's okay.
I don't know, dude, if he's
Oh no, it says 4:15. We'll see if it lets me click go live whenever 4:15 gets here.
Yeah? Good. Thank you.
those socks, bro. Dr. Scholl's knee highs. Cute.
Thank you.
We stand you up and turn your around. Take the cuffs off. You gonna do that? All right, want to turn around for me? Stand just like that.
Just another day at the office for these guys.
Is it easy? Nothing like that pocket there. Nothing on that one? All right.
I'm sorry, is that Peter Griffin?
Nothing on that one? All right.
There he is. Classic, dude. Classic Peter Griffin with the fucking
Michael Jones was
Lacrosse,
charged with
Wisconsin.
felony, vehicle fleeing, eluding an officer, taking a commercial vehicle without consent, second-degree recklessly endangering safety, false imprisonment, misdemeanor, resisting obstructing an officer, criminal damage to property
four
×2,
felonies.
and his cash bond was set at $25,000.
I mean, here's the deal. Think about like recovering from being fired. Difficult, sucks. But it ain't $25,000 and 4 felonies difficult. I'll tell you that right now. Some people, it's just, I don't know. It's just how they operate, and it's unfortunate. But, you know, hopefully Mike catches a break one of these days.
He was eventually found guilty of vehicle fleeing, eluding an officer, and second-degree recklessly endangering safety. All remaining charges were dismissed. In the end, he was sentenced to 339 days in jail and 18 months in the Wisconsin State Prison, followed by 5 years of extended supervision.
Dude renamed the channel to Lacrosse Chronicles. It is curious how, like, there is such a high concentration of body cam footage from Lacrosse, Wisconsin. I mean, this has been going on for years and years and years. This was a meme years ago before I was even doing any body cam shit. Back when my boy Donut was hitting it heavy. I mean, it's just Lacrosse. I really feel like Lacrosse is the
Mel Gibson.
This
guy had a crazy crash out, and it turns out that he was right about a few things, huh? He was right about maybe more than a few things, as a matter of fact. I find that to be interesting.
If it lets me click
That's
go
crazy.
live on
Wow, what are the odds of that?
It's feeding.
Mel Gibson's been trying to warn everyone about the elites for years, and in particular Hollywood itself.
Believe me, I did a lot of research on
go live at a certain
and according
time.
to all the research, it was way worse than that.
No matter how strong you are going
to
to be
set it for
affected by this
4:15,
place, and
so
you'll
we'll
resent it for a
wait till
little while, and then you have to let it
4:15
go.
and see if it
Otherwise, you'll
lets me
eat
go
yourself
live.
alive here. And I think it takes that kind of cockroach resilience to survive in this town.
Yes, nobody listened. He was just made out to be a crazy man. But today, people are finally waking up to what he saw
It turns out all he got wrong was the city. Yeah, so he was just telling the truth. Yep.
20 years ago. And the message he gave us would eventually
Blacklisted in
cost him
Hollywood.
his life.
You need a bat in the side of the head. If you get by a pack of it'll be your fault.
Yet, back in the 1980s, Gibson was so successful, he was operating at a level where studios would greenlight whatever he wanted.
My special guest bully.
He was huge. The Oscars, 5 wins, including Best Picture and Best Director. Gibson stood on that stage and called himself a fiscal imbecile.
And they had no problem with
giving the reins to a fiscal imbecile. You know, this takes real courage.
And everyone laughed because he made them all very rich. But if you were paying attention around then, there were signs he saw Hollywood very differently than most people who'd made it to his level. In 1998, Playboy did an interview, and buried in all the usual promotional stuff about whatever film he was selling, he said something that did raise some eyebrows.
Okay.
He talked about a producer, but he wouldn't name him, whose entire philosophy about women on film was this.
He says, women on film, either naked or dead. Both is better.
Then he kept on going.
You know, I had a whole bunch of weird paranoid suspicions about what the hell was going on because there was a lot of stuff I couldn't understand.
Right.
And I formed a bunch of opinions about the town, about the people in it, that were like, surely that couldn't be.
There's no way.
A whole place can't be like, you know, weird town, you know, where the stranger wanders in and all the people are in the bar and they all shut up when he looks at them. And then you go away and you think, no, I was wrong. I mean, that's insane thinking. I'm paranoid. I imagined that stuff. And then you find out later on the track that you are exactly on track with a lot of this stuff.
They ask him about the social contract in Hollywood, and Gibson explains,
You can't get mad. You can't let it get you, because you have to make a deal with everyone else, and it's almost unspoken that you are going to be f***ed over at some point by people who you may have done something nice for.
He also tells a surreal story about meeting Christopher Walken on a New York rooftop, which he's obviously dramatizing, but if you don't take it at face value, it does tell you something about the almost otherworldly nature of Hollywood from the outsider's perspective.
No, he came to see me on a rooftop in New York. I said, hey, can I talk to you? And he said, sure. He floated in, sideways, through a crowd of people. He was wearing black. And it was like one of those old vampire movies where they don't walk, but they glide. And he was a dancer, you know, so he has very, you know, graceful. And my assistant was there, and he left because he couldn't stand it anymore. The air had turned cold.
This was when Gibson was in the spotlight 24/7, and he was already letting on about some of the industry's practices. He was trying to articulate something that had remained unspoken. His reputation was very much a lovable rogue or a loose cannon, so nobody really paid attention at the time. He was also making everyone way too rich for them to bother with what he was saying in magazine interviews.
No, people might not remember, like, this guy was like, any movie that he was in, everybody went to see it. Like, he was like the biggest movie star. Like, I remember whenever The Patriot came out, Braveheart, like, holy fuck. Everybody was Signs. No, not Signs. Was it Signs? Yeah, I think it was Signs. Like, yeah, megastar. He was the biggest guy.
But maybe he could see it more clearly because he wasn't made
Mad
in Hollywood
Max.
the way most people at his level were. He wasn't some Nepo Hollywood adjacent. His family moved from New York to Australia when he was just 12 after his dad won a workplace injury settlement. He had no connections and no industry parents carefully managing his rise.
See, that's right, bro. Like, this guy just made it out the mud. Actually, literally, because it's Australia.
Studied acting because his sister filled out the application without telling him. Then Mad Max turned him into a global star before he even learned how the system truly functioned. Mad Max came in clutch, and it happened in the most Mel Gibson
What's happening,
way
man?
ever.
Blood
He'd been
logos?
in a bar fight the day before the interview he didn't even want to go to, and his
Fucking legend.
What's happening, man?
Absolute fucking legend.
face was all bruised and swollen. He looked like the perfect post-apocalyptic tough guy, and not long after, he got the job. Mad Max absolutely smashed the box office, and he became a star. Relocating to Hollywood was just the next logical step. So the peculiar thing here is that by the time he showed up in LA for the film Lethal Weapon, he was already famous.
I mean, like, because it wasn't even Mad Max at the beginning, it was The Road Warrior. And then after that, it was Mad Max. And then I think after that was Thunderdome. And I think that's what, there might have been another one, but I'm not sure.
Is because he didn't owe anyone. He didn't have to spend years.
That panel was fun the other day.
Because I was a big fan of Fist of the North Star.
I just thought I'd give it a
love
shot.
the anime. I think it's amazing, right? Kenshiro is fucking a G.
Panels all the time where
I didn't
people
realize
debate.
because I thought, oh well, like
I'm
JoJo
not
just
really
copied
much of a
Fist of the
debater.
North Star, and Fist of the North
I
Star
like
was the
having
OG.
conversations.
Nah, bro. Like, Fist of the North Star was Mad Max. It was the original Mad Max. 1 for 1. Especially the villains.
figuring out which executives to flatter or when to shut up and smile. Most people who make it
Look
to
who it
Gibson's
is.
level learned early that you treat the industry like a religion. You never forget that access requires submission. Gibson missed that entire education. But he did have some very real personal problems that began to unravel. His drinking is getting worse. His marriage is falling apart. His behavior is
I don't even know if
bordering
my
on too
vertical's working. I can't
posing
see
a
it on
risk
my.
for those around him.
my,
He also began making a name for himself as a homophobe and
can't see it
anti-Semite
on
after a
my
series of drunk
phone.
conversations.
Yeah,
And
that juice stuff, bro.
then he
Like,
decides he's going to make a movie that's basically designed to detonate every relationship he has in Hollywood. I'm of course talking about The Passion of the Christ.
Think about the fact that The Passion of the Christ.
Daytona Bike Week. I heard it sucked. I've never been there.
Welcome to Daytona Bike Week.
All right.
All the way smile, but I don't want to.
Yeah, I heard Daytona's pretty fucking lame.
You whip yet you're not, right?
Right, I'll get copyrighted on that shit.
This episode is sponsored by Squarespace.
This is
right
Bikes
here
and
is the
Beards.
holy
We've
grail
never watched this
of
before.
motorcycles. From 1999 to 1996, Honda made one of the greatest motorcycles ever built, and they never sold in America. They only sold in Japan, and a few of them were sold in Australia. And it has an engine that revs to 19,000 RPMs. This is the Honda CBR 250 RR, also known as the MC22. For the longest amount of time, I didn't think that this bike actually existed, but being in the motorcycle world, I've heard rumors and legends about it. Obviously, some of these rumors got it wrong. You know, I heard that Honda made a motorcycle that redlines at 22,000 RPMs. Clearly wrong. Honda makes a 250cc motorcycle that has 75 horsepower. That's also wrong. Also, I had no idea how big or how small it would be, because as we know, sometimes the Japanese make really tiny, awesome motorcycles. Case in point, this little tiny Suzuki GSX-R50. Also this Yamaha TZMR. Another bike would be the Yamaha YSR. Just really, really tiny bikes. I can kind of ride them, but you know, I feel like kind of a clown. I still ride them though, because they're awesome. But the thing is, I've never seen one of these in America. There's a few floating around. I'm sure maybe there's less than 100 of them in America. The easiest way for me to get one was to import it myself. And I got that and like 20 other motorcycles. If you've not seen that video, go check out that video on the Bikes and Beards channel. It's a really fun episode. But before we get too deep into this bike, let me clear something up about just the CBR 250s in general. They made this bike for 6 years, 1990 to 96. I don't know why, but they definitely started with the best one. Their goal with it was to make a pint-sized race bike for the street that anyone could enjoy. Expert riders, entry-level riders, more expert riders, more mid-level riders, but just something that was more, let's take a race bike, street legal, make it small. That's what they were going for, and they did it. Now later in 2011, Honda actually released a 250 to America, and I was pumped. I was like, oh cool, we're finally getting that bike, that legendary motorcycle everyone's talking about. That's not
See you later, Frogzilla. Thanks for stopping in.
Single cylinder, 27 horsepower. It looked cool, but not that exciting, and it actually shared the same motor as the Honda CRF 250L. You know, kind of their entry-level street legal dirt bike thing. So it was cool that we got it. Not that exciting. So that was the CBR 250R. This is the RR. Then in 2017, they brought back the RR. Now it's not the same one. They brought back a parallel twin motor. They added another cylinder. They added like 15 more horsepower. This new one is about 40 horsepower. And they did make it a lot better. Closer to a race bike, but still not as cool as the original. And let me explain why. So when Honda built this, their goal was to build a race bike, similar to its big brother, the CBR 900, but just smaller, but all race parts. They were not building an entry-level motorcycle or your first bike. They were just building a small race bike, including taking technology from race bikes like their gear-driven cam and putting it in the 250. And what makes this bike so cool, and I did not notice this until it showed up, it's a inline four-cylinder 250. It's almost unheard of. Tiny, tiny little pistons. It's got the coolest sound to it, which I'll show you in a little bit, but the feeling of it is awesome and incredibly smooth. Nothing like any motorcycle made today or in the past 10 years. It's also extremely light for a bike built in the early 90s. And one of the reasons they were able to make it so light was stuff like this. Look at the gauges. So the actual gauge mount is just styrofoam. So this bike is a 4-cylinder, 6-speed, 16 valves, 4 carbs, and one of the reasons why it never made it to America was because price point wise, it didn't make any sense. Because this would have been almost the same price as a CBR 600. Think back to Top Gun, think back to that Vanilla Ice movie, Cool as Ice. We, as Americans, in the 90s, loved huge motorcycles. 600, 900, 929, 1,000. It was all about big displacement, big horsepower. It's still kind of like that these days, to be honest. Now, if you ask me, what Honda did with this motorcycle was a great idea. That got me thinking, what great ideas do you have sitting around? Maybe it's flipping motorcycles like I do sometimes. Maybe it's selling merch. Maybe it's selling parts. I'm sure you have a great idea sitting back there. The problem is the easy part is the idea. The hard part is getting started. And the reason why most people will never start is because of one of these reasons. They don't know how to build a website. They're not a designer. They don't know how to accept payments for their product or service or whatever it is. Well, that's where our friends at Squarespace come in, the sponsor of today's video. Squarespace makes it super easy to design, build, run, and manage your very own website. And they've created tools to help people just like you out. They have this thing called Design Intelligence. It helps you create a clean looking website without being a designer. And you don't have to start from scratch. You can start with an already beautifully, functionally designed template and then customize it to fit your own personality and your brand. And if you're concerned about whether it's gonna work on mobile, it's designed to already work perfectly on mobile. It also makes receiving payments easy with Squarespace Payments. With Squarespace Payments, it lets you manage everything right on the platform, making it super simple and easy for your customers to pay. Take that great idea you have and give it a shot. You don't really have any more excuses. Head to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to actually launch your site, go to squarespace.com/SRKcycles to save 10% on your first purchase of your website domain. When you look up this bike, I have seen this color sometimes. I thought initially it was an aftermarket body, but now that I'm kind of looking at it and doing a little more research, it might be a factory body. It may have just came like that. You know, some of the signs I'm looking at is popping up the gas tank. I mean, it's an actual gas tank. It's red inside there, so that's the right color. You pop the seat open. Actually flips up pretty, it's actually pretty big in here. Check it out. Pretty big in here. Probably put like, I don't know, 10 Chick-fil-A sandwiches in there. And when you look at the styling of it, you're like, man, it does look just like a mini CBR 900 or the early generation CBRs. The other big question on my mind was, am I gonna fit on it? And I fit pretty good. I'm not super cramped up here. I can still grab the brake. On the other side, I'm not super cramped over here. I can still shift. I mean, it's a little bit tighter than what I would think. But it's honestly not that much smaller than a 600. A little bit smaller, but not that much smaller. And I don't feel like I look ginormous on the bike. I haven't seen myself on the bike yet. At least if you're 6'2", you could buy one of these and ride it. If you're smaller, it'd be even better. So I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Sean, what's the top speed of this little 250? It's actually pretty impressive at 112 miles per hour. That's
what's up, Metal Gear?
A bike like this. And
what's happening? I'm just on here
it's probably gonna feel pretty comfortable.
hanging out with everybody.
Track to do it on. I'm still have not received an answer as to why a
doing
motorcycle like this
random stream, I guess.
Never to come to America, which in America we speak English. Why
I got Rumble working though. I'm on Rumble.
English. Are you telling me?
And I got
in Japan,
my X working. I don't know why. When I was in OBS, it would not link up.
Check it out. Look over here.
I'm in Meld.
I don't know what
it's called.
I just know it's
I thought I'd try out the Meld software and see how well it works.
That doesn't have just Japanese writing all over it. Up until recently, the rest of
got the vertical stream working on YouTube.
We started calling it the Fireblade. They started badging Fireblade stuff on our Hondas. Now, this frame, this is obviously a thing for motorcycles back in the day. I do have mirrors for it somewhere. I think they're in
my computer's froze up like 3 times. So this Meld is not that great. I don't know. It seems to freeze your computer up.
The same thing too. It's kind of a 90s trend. It made sense for a little while.
It's kind of nice. It's a little bit easier to use, but I don't know if I'm going to keep using it. I think the things that I did in Meld, I could do also
or they're trying to build something for a
on
genuine purpose.
OBS. Meld is based off of OBS.
Swing arm.
It's supposed to be a streamlined way to use an interface that is similar to OBS, based off of OBS.
Look at the Hayabusa aluminum. It's a way that the motorcycle manufacturer can save a lot of money or really bump up the quality of the bike. It also has what they call an aluminum diamond frame. I don't know why they call it diamond, but I do know why they call it aluminum, because it's aluminum. I'm excited to take this thing for a spin. Let's fire it up. We'll show you what it sounds like to rev it up to 19,000 RPMs, and let's ride it. Verse of the day, 2 John 1:6. And this is love, that we walk according to his commandments. This is the commandment, just as you have heard from the beginning, so that you should walk in it.
Yeah, this is Bikes and Beards. He's got
and she's old.
He like
so we're gonna let we really open it up.
It was funny. He had some episodes where he did met Paul Sr. from
I'm wearing steel toe
Orange County Choppers or whatever. Because he did a show where he was bitching about him, and then he got on and gave him hell, and then they ended up meeting, and
revs up.
kind of becoming friends.
No vibration coming off this bike. It's unusual to have a motorcycle such a small displacement and have zero vibration coming off it. Now, the luxury car companies will have more cylinders than they need to for the sake of keeping the vibration down and for a smooth ride. That's not the purpose of this. The purpose of this is all just performance. And the Japanese have figured something out with a performance-based inline four-cylinder. No power, no power, no power. There we go. Aha.
I like the Bikes and Beards and the one that the show that kind of came off of Bikes and Beards, the Bearded Mechanic.
You're keeping the power up there. That's where all the power is. It's not a drag race bike. Also, first gear took us to 70 kilometers an hour. I have no idea what that converts to. What is that? 70 kilometers an hour? I don't know. Whatever the speed limit is.
The Bearded Mechanic's a real good one.
A couple of weeks ago, my friend Sean bought a really fancy watch. Now, this wasn't just any watch. This watch
That's Sean from Bikes and Beards. So he's just watching.
Any motorcycle. It was the Miss Geico bike. This bike has been plagued with issues. Now, he got the bike to fire up and he got it to the dyno, but it didn't make the numbers that they were hoping for. You see,
that thing's crazy.
Excited when they found an article that said this could be a 300 horsepower motorcycle. That's insane, but it never got there. Now, even though Sean got to ride it, this bike was still plagued with problems. And the last time we saw it, it shut off and left him sit in the middle of an intersection. That's when he loaded it up onto the trailer and brought it here. Let's get this thing up onto the bench and check it out, man. I don't know. It's a supercharged. Like I'm a little giddy. I'm not gonna lie. So since Travis Pastrana raced the Miss Geico boat for a little while, does this kind of make Travis Pastrana and I ex-teammates in a way? Or 2 degrees from Travis Pastrana? Call me Travis. I don't even know where to start. Let's start with seeing if anything works. Okay, so this is we should hear noises. It's fuel pump. The fuel pump, I feel like that should have primed by now and shut off. Let's see, I'm gonna push the start button and see what happens. I love how they put the start button right here above the chain. That's neat. Let's hit that and see what happens. Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
We got exactly 0 people on X checking us out.
Well, let's see. Maybe it was just.
And I don't think we have anybody on Rumble either.
Before we did this, good thing I'm not a smartphone.
I'm new to Rumble. This is my first one.
Contact.
It's my first vertical.
So what? Do we have a locked up starter?
Anybody?
The bike is so powerful. It already
Can anybody
this battery.
go to my vertical and tell me if it's working?
It needs a more powerful battery. Remember the big dog?
That'd be pretty cool. I appreciate that.
Crank anymore. Apparently, they tried jump starting it with like a bulldozer or something, and used 24 volts.
Maybe it's got to run off of a bulldozer battery.
Yeah,
this is the one.
That went well. All right, good enough. Ready? Here we go.
Still absolutely nothing.
Okay, well, we got a starter issue. I guess that's.
Go over and subscribe, or whatever the hell, follow, or whatever it is you do on Rumble. So you can check me out over there too.
Okay, let's start with battery. We'll get that pulled off. The battery box, the battery. Yeah, I think we're just going to replace the starter if I can't get it to chooch.
See, you say they weren't thinking of the guy who has to work on it. That was intentional. They didn't intend on this to be a running motorcycle.
That's true.
We are fighting a very uphill battle.
So everything we're gathering is this bike was never meant to really do much other than look pretty. We're going to try to change that. We're going to have it look pretty and do much. I remember being in like college and stuff and watching this show and guys were working on these bikes. I was like, man, that's cool. Now here we are working on one of these bikes. And I'm like, wow, that's cool. Can't see what you're doing. You might as well just shut your eyes and pretend like you can.
Krieger-san, you must feel the bike screws. So part of mechanicaling school was you had to like
take part of a bike apart blindfolded.
Yeah. Wax on, wax off.
Go over and check out the Bearded Mechanic
Okay, we're gonna hook
on
the
his
charge to it a
YouTube.
little bit and hit it with the battery tester. Surface charge.
He's got a lot of interesting videos to watch. I actually watch his more than I do Bikes and Beards.
Out of the system. Let's see if we can get this to work without the battery. Now, just for fun, I'm gonna push this button again.
Over on X, you go to @HW_1%er.
Ooh, it's a new and improved starter.
Yep.
And on Rumble, I'm HardWire_1%er.
It's improved, so we're gonna throw that in. I guess that's gonna be step 2. Next step. Bearded Mechanic Shop. Perfect. Okay, so let's pull starter. Owning a bike that you have to fix every, 6 to 12 miles sounds like a blast.
I'm blinking weird. My contacts are bugging me.
Remember that.
Was never meant to use. I don't like that excuse. It's got 2 wheels and an engine, don't it? It's meant to roll.
That would be cool. Maybe we can get Travis to ride it.
There you go.
He's not far from here. I mean,
I didn't realize it was already almost
Mr. P, hit us up.
4:30 already.
All right, this is the
Well,
piece
I'm
we need now
Eastern
for
time, so
funsies.
it's 4:30.
Let's see if this thing spins.
Didn't realize it was that late already.
That starter's way weak. So like what I did there was a little sketch. Like this thing here should just torque it should have just ripped it right out of my hand.
I should try out that VDO Ninja and see if I can get somebody else in here.
Oh, the button to start the bike is on the starter.
Just see if I can get it to work.
Yeah, so here's what we got. I can tell you how we're gonna swap it out. We're gonna run it to the starter shop and they're gonna swap it out. Okay, so we need a checklist as well.
I don't know anybody that would give a shit to be on the show.
Frank, that's how things get not
That'll help me out.
Fancy. Let's just
Usually I can get Carney on here, but I don't know what the hell he's been up to lately. I ain't seen him in a while.
Supercharger. I mean, those things are like
He might be traveling.
amazing. Thundermax tuner, of course. Baker transmission, an S&S motor, PSR controls for the clutch and the brakes. We have braided steel lines. They're beautiful, like machining.
This show got split into 2 different shows because
the only surface area you have for stopping are
I crashed right in the middle of the show. Like the whole computer froze up. Because I was trying to adjust
so it's not grabbing in those
one of the effects while I was streaming, and it really did not like that. Like really did not like that.
So yeah, Baker Trans, I mean, it's got all good stuff on it. The machining work is beautiful. I want to hear this thing fire up, but I guess we need a starter here. What we're gonna do is we'll get that starter replaced. I'm gonna start with a fresh battery. I'm gonna get new plugs. I'm gonna get oil and an oil filter. I do want to get to the injectors because from what I saw, it looked like the fuel line was bad and an injector had popped out and there was some goo from the fuel deteriorating. So I want to back flush these injectors, make sure that they're clean, ready to go. My ultimate goal here is to get this thing fired up and running good. So next time when we go to the dyno, we can get some numbers.
All right, we're back.
But we don't have a starter.
That's because we dropped it off.
We dropped the starter off to get the starter button swapped around. And
did they say they could do it?
Yep, they can do it. We just got to wait for it. So in the meantime, what we're going to do is, I noticed in the video that they replaced the fuel lines because the fuel lines were all just spoogey and deteriorated and gunk. But I didn't see them do anything with the injectors. So if there was that much gunk in the fuel lines, it makes sense that there could be that much junk in the injectors. So I'm going to get to the injectors. We're going to pull them out and we're going to back flush them, do some of that stuff now while we're waiting.
I just messaged my old lady, told her to see if I had
I'm just going to start pulling
a functional vertical.
sure what we're going to find or how this is supposed to come apart. I think it's just one of those things I'll figure out as I go. This is going to take a while.
If only there was a tool we had for, automatically spinning it for you so you don't have to keep waving your hand back and forth. It'd be cool if they made a device like that. Oh my God!
Like one of these? Oh, Dan. I'm feeling like this is all supporting the weight of the supercharger. I don't know, we're figuring this out together, folks. I could probably find an instruction book or something if I looked online, and I don't feel like it. This is much more fun. Okay, now that's loose. Okay, all right, look at this, we're getting somewhere.
Where are we getting?
I don't know, somewhere. Okay, there's another injector up here. So there's 2 down here, 1, 2, and then this is running fuel up to here to another injector.
What? Why?
I don't know. I'm not very familiar.
Oops. Yeah, I'm still on, Frank. What's happening, man? I'm still playing around. I think so right at the moment I seem to have most things working. The featured chat popped up there for a second. I don't know what the hell happened. I've been trying to get that to work forever. Couldn't get it to work. I don't know what it did. It just popped on there for a second and disappeared. To play with that a little bit more and see if I can get it working. And get it working on there. But I can only feature the... Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm not too far from getting off here and going upstairs and relaxing myself. I'm still trying to see if I can... It popped up for a second. I don't know what the hell is going on there. Maybe I don't have it set right. Go to that thing. I don't know. I can't seem to figure it out. See, it should show. See if I can. Well, we'll get something up here so you guys can have something to, while I'm playing around. I like this show too. They build all kinds of cool giant underground bunkers.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Atlas Survival Shelters. This is great. Imagine buying a brand new country style house outside here in Dallas, Texas, with a built-in bunker that's got a movie theater, extra bedrooms. I'm at a new neighborhood called The Estates, about an hour from Dallas, Texas. I got Sam here, the superintendent. Guys, we're gonna go inside. I'm gonna show you 3 different houses today, but let's go. I like the gates. You know, I used to do ornamental iron, so I used to make gates like that right there. So you poured a solid concrete driveway. So this is 10 acres right here, right?
Absolutely. Out to the back of the tree line back there.
Yeah. So it actually goes to the creek behind the trees, right?
Oh yeah, actually further, about 100 yards past there.
Really? And there's a creek. And it's got running water? Yep. Okay, let's go check out the house on the inside. Open sesame. Oh, that door is cool. You know what? I might just buy this house myself. I already love it. Wow, look at this. Oh, look at that. That is so nice. I love the ceiling. Beautiful kitchen. Wow. And y'all have not even shown these houses yet. Wow, look at that ceiling work there. Guys, really? So this house is ready to go 1.99 million, right? Right under 2 million.
Only 2 million? Ah, what a freaking steal.
20 acres. Oh, this one has 20 acres. That's why it goes beyond the creek. How many bedrooms has it got?
4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths up here, upstairs.
Wow. Wow, look at this bathroom. So I'm going to go quick because I know you guys like to see the bomb shelters and stuff. Who doesn't? But wow. So the reason I'm making this video is I'm promoting the idea of having a house with a bunker. I think it needs to become normal in America and throughout the world because that's the world we live in. Wow. I might just buy this one myself, Sam. I love these tall. What, they got 10-foot ceilings?
10-foot in the majority, but 12-foot here in the living room.
Wow. And what's this room over here?
This will be the flex room, typically an office.
Spider! Spider!
Nice. I like
Hate
that.
spiders.
Well, let's go see the bunker real quick. Show me the bunker.
Hope I killed it.
Wants to see the bunker. Sam,
Killed it. I killed it. I killed it, a spider. Yay. Fucking hate spiders, man.
See it. Let's go see the bunker. Now, this house is still a little bit under construction, right?
Yes, yeah, it's running on temporary power right now.
Okay, so that's the Murphy door. And in this room, this will be all your signature solar batteries, the EG4s. There's a mini split. And you know what I loved what you did here? You did 5-foot wide stairs that are carpeted, so you still feel like you're inside the house. And this is how far underground?
We're about 15, 16 feet underground now.
Really? You got 2 Swiss-style blast doors. You got a decontamination.
Oh shit, it's crawling around.
The shower's up there.
Die.
And then inside
Die, you
this one here, of
motherfucker.
course, this is one thing that
No,
they're making
don't you
standard. They all get
crawl away
have
from
the,
me.
the theater chairs, the projector in here. Oh wow, let's see that. Check this out. So you can have your
Now I see guts.
$5 guns.
All over my phone.
Here. You can open them up, show them off to your best friends.
I had an ex-girlfriend once used to say, "What'd that spider do to you?" He's trespassing.
So that's the
He
sound.
deserves to die.
Okay. So what kind of theater system do you got here? Wow, that is nice. And then that size projector, that's a big screen right there. What size is that? Wow. It's
Spiders are not my friend. They might be your friend. I fucking hate spiders, man. I don't mind snakes, but I can't stand spiders.
Elusive escape there. And of course, this 1,000
What's
square
up,
foot bunker has all the amenities, so technically
Eddie
somebody could come down here and live.
Textiles? Eddie's tucked in textiles.
Sink,
What's happening?
stainless steel microwave, full-size fridge.
Talk anything anybody wants to talk about.
Full bathroom, walk-in shower. You got
We're checking out some bunkers at the moment.
9-foot ceilings, 1 bedroom.
And smashing spiders. Because I don't like spiders.
Done a good job of hiding everything. You are in a bunker, but you don't really feel like you're in a bunker. You feel like you're in a man cave. There's the hot water heater. And of course, you do have a closet. Okay.
Would I eat a snake? I probably would. I never have.
Storage for water and everything.
I actually heard it's pretty good.
Up here above the shower. The bunker can be the movie theater, the game room. It's got plenty of room for a pool table, everything you want. And these are not, of course, they
I'd
are
probably
spec
try it.
houses, but
If I was out in the woods somewhere and
this guy used to be a high-end home builder.
needed to
He
eat,
still is, I guess.
I wouldn't
Look
mind
at that. But everything is
spiking
like
a snake and eating it.
spec.
Tastes like chicken.
Wow. Look at this. Wow. Jack and Jill.
Tastes like chicken.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Why they say everything tastes like
Is that
chicken?
the master?
It is. Check this out, too. This is a fully equipped Japanese.
Oh, the kind that heats your butt and everything?
Oh, yeah. It's got a heated water. Opens up by itself.
Aren't those like $4 or $5 grand?
They're pretty expensive.
Wow. Well, I was saying that this is a custom spec, but it's built to a custom standard, high-end everything. Yeah. This is the washer and dryer room. This must be the garage out here. Okay, so this is a 3-car garage. Okay, 3-car garage. All right, I left my dog in the car. This is Rusty. Rusty, you ready to go see another house? Huh? You ready to go see another house? Let's go see house number 2. All right, house number 2. Also got a beautiful gate. This one's got a wood panel in the bottom. Now this house is complete. It's got the furniture in it. It's got the off-grid power, the solar panels on it, and it's ready to be moved into tomorrow. So we are at the second house, and this is lot number 3, if you're curious, of the estates outside Dallas. And this one's fully furnished. Oh, wow. Look at this. This is so nice. And you know what I did here is, if you're a builder and you're building houses and you decide you want to turn a basement to a bunker, I have a website called Bomb Shelter Supply where I sell everything you need to make a bomb shelter. Blast doors, air systems, escape tunnels, floor hatches, anything you need to make a bomb shelter, you want to go to Bomb Shelter Supply, as this builder did to build the bunkers in the houses that they built. Well, again, here's a house I'm in love with. Beautiful house, Sam. I like how you did all the ceilings and the ceiling fans. That's kind of common throughout all your houses. Beautiful kitchen. And this one is 3,650 square feet. You did that again. What is that called right there when you do that? A barreled ceiling. What do we got here? We've got the storage room, pantry room, laundry room, of course, probably another 3-car garage. Naturally, this one has a 2-car garage. 2-car garage, okay. Washer and dryer, okay. Got it kind of a Jack and Jill master closet, his and hers. Beautiful bathroom. I like your bathrooms. Looked really good. Got the same bathtub in this one. Again, tall ceilings, plenty of space. Is this the master? It is. Okay, again, similar master to the last one. Got the high, what are those, 16-foot ceilings? Yes, yeah. Wow, nice bedroom. Nice carpet. What is this flooring that you did in here?
This is a bamboo, a strand bamboo flooring, so it's ultra durable, really resists scratching. A lot harder than a typical hardwood floor.
It's really nice. Okay, how many bedrooms do we have here?
This is a 4-bedroom here.
4-bedroom. Okay, so let's check over here real fast. Okay, there's the hall. I like how the hallway goes behind the, so you can get to the other room through this back hallway. It's kind of neat, especially if you're in a hurry. Okay, bathroom, kids' bathroom. Tall doors. You got what, 8-foot, 8.5-foot tall doors. Guest room here. It's nice.
Yeah, these are solid core doors, so a lot more expensive than what typical builders want to put in, but they're a lot better as far as.
I don't know why I just can't get that damn feature chat link to work.
All right, nice shower. So this is a kind of a nicer bedroom. Oh, this is Jack and Jill as well, isn't it? You got all these secret passages in this house. I like that. Who doesn't like secret passages? But you have the ultimate secret passage in this house, don't you? Yeah. So we are getting close to the bunker. All right, here it is. So this is like, what is this? This a lounge room?
Yeah, this will be the kind of the informal living area.
Yeah.
So it's all
big screen TV right there. Watch the football game. The Super Bowl is coming up.
Wired for speakers and all of that.
Again, you got the Murphy door. Now this one's fully equipped. This one has the off-grid power system. Now these are from Signature Solar, which is a company based in Sulphur Springs, Texas, which is a national company, which is in the same town as the Atlas factory. So they got 4 of the EG4s, they got 2 of the generators. Again, you got the mini split in here. And as usual, the 5-foot wide carpeted staircase. And let's go down and see this one. And keep in mind, this one house, lot number 3, is ready to go. You could close on this in 30 days and be living here in a month. Again, you got 2 Swiss blast doors, the decontamination room. If it wasn't for the blast doors, your guests would never know that they have entered into a bomb shelter. And of course, this is a beautiful room. Look at that. You got 6, what kind of chairs do you call those? Theater chairs?
Yeah.
Again, you've got that, is that the Epson projector? You got the remote control gun cabinet there, more cabinets over there.
So now, this one's fully equipped.
Oh, is it? Oh, this one's got guns in it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, here we go. So the builder said that if you buy this house from this video, he will throw in all the guns that are in this video. Well, yeah, of course he would. There's only 6 long rifles and about 1, 2, 3, 4 pistols. Yeah, for 10 guns, come on, you could throw those in. I'll talk him into it, but yeah, check that out. Now, doesn't they have neon backlighting too?
It does, yeah.
Oh, wow, look at that. That is very cool. So what I like about this is designed to where you could have a pool table with a ping pong table on top. So this could be the game room for the house. It's plenty big. You got the escape. Oh, go ahead and open the escape tunnel over there. Okay, that would be your escape tunnel on this one. So you got two means of egress, one way in and two ways out, so you couldn't be trapped in the bunker. You got the 120-inch big screen projector on the wall.
Those are neat. If I ever hit the lottery, bud, I'm buying one.
There's a dehumidifier, a full bathroom. Again, Samsung appliances, stainless steel microwave, stainless steel sink. What we got over here, full bathroom. Okay, oh yeah, full bathroom. Nice bathrooms. And I like the flooring too. It has that palazzo Italian style. It's really nice. Overhead ceiling fans, queen size bed, closet, and of course, the NBC air filtration system to filter out the air in case of nuclear fallout. And guys, this is awesome. I mean, it's so big, it's so spacious, and it says so much ultimate man cave in here. You gotta love it. Guys, make sure you put comments below. What do you think about these houses that Sam here is building? And then this is the third house under construction, and this one is lot number 6. It is 3,800 square feet. It's very similar to the very first house that we saw. But let's go inside and check it out. Doesn't even have the electric gate up yet. So you could still buy it in time to maybe make some minor changes to it. All right, house number 3, lot 6, 3,800 square feet, and again, 20 acres. And if you're curious about the price, $1.99 million. It's got a 5-foot wide single pivot iron door, which I absolutely love. Yeah, it's a very similar floor plan, I can already tell. Yeah, I like this as well. Again, you did, what's that called, the barrel ceiling?
So this is actually what we call the wagon wheel ceiling.
Wagon wheel.
So it's actually hand-painted to look like wood up in the ceiling there.
Okay, so this is very similar to the first lot we saw, lot number 1, correctly? Now this is your barrel ceiling. Okay, pardon my pun there. Got a gas stove.
Now this sink's pretty neat too. We didn't really talk about it over there a lot.
Wow, look at that. Looks like a computer.
It really does. Whenever you turn this thing on, it all lights up, gives you the water temperature. You've got all kinds of different toggles. It's got cutting boards that kind of sit in here, trays that you can wash your vegetables with. Of course, you got the cup washer.
And this is granite, marble, or what?
This is quartzite here. So this is
quartz.
The nicest material for a
Oh,
countertop.
wow. Quartz is expensive too.
This is an in-counter pop-up plug.
Oh, for electrical. So you got the cool sink and you got cool pop-up plugs. So this house has all the modern cool stuff. So that turns on with a hand?
Yeah. So it's actually fully touchless, so you don't have to get greasy fingers up on your button. All you gotta do is just wave at it.
Wow.
Yeah.
And are all these houses having these cool gimmicks?
Oh yeah.
Wow. So these are like magical houses.
Yeah, you can turn up
Like magic.
all the way up to high.
Wow.
Wave it off.
That is so cool. And that's all stainless too.
Oh yeah.
Totally cool houses, Sam. Sam, I gotta admit, you've done a good job.
And of course, gigantic.
What's going on, friends? It's hard to believe it has
Watch
been
this dude
almost
too.
a decade
Kicks her
since the
food.
Milwaukee 8 engine has been introduced. But now we have the second generation of the Milwaukee 8 engine. Now, one thing that you got to remember is that this second generation of Milwaukee 8 engine, the displacement may be 117, but this isn't exactly the 117 that used to come into CVOs just a few years ago.
Hey.
Now,
There it
we were
works.
kind of gently introduced to the second generation of Milwaukee 8 engines in 2023 in the CVO model.
Now all I need to do is add a
You know, everything with Harley Davidson starts at the CVO level, and then eventually all that
green screen
technology
thing on there.
updates
See if I can do that real quick.
down into the other models within
Featured
Harley Davidson's
cat.
lineup. Now, in 2023, the CVOs were
Effects.
pretty shocking with the entire redesign. Now, a lot of this redesign
Chroma
of the
key.
Harley Davidsons of that year for the CVO models, this really kind of distracted everybody from what was really going on in the engines. They were considered a 121 cubic inch. We were all looking at that, and we all knew they had variable valve timing, but we didn't really pay attention to exactly what was different and what was going on to those engines, or the fact that that was going to be the second generation of the Milwaukee 8. Guys, please don't forget, if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already. Now, the second generation of Milwaukee 8 engine, it is essentially built on the bottom end of the first generation. But we do know that there is a little bit more going on the cam chest. there are some differences there, but the real magic on these engines not only happens with the displacement in 117 and 121 cubic inches, but it's the fact that Harley-Davidson actually took the time to do a brand new head design, a brand new air intake design, and not only that, and maybe surprisingly, Harley-Davidson actually thought of the cooling system and updated that as well. The Gen 2 Milwaukee 8 is using what Harley-Davidson calls the catapult system. And for once, I think Harley-Davidson actually may have gotten something right. The main difference and where a lot of the power comes from on the Gen 2 Milwaukee 8 is in the redesigned heads. They went with a center port design.
Need to make it bigger. Won't let me make it bigger.
These oval ports with the center port design, this really increased the airflow volume and optimizes what's actually flowing through those cylinder heads. Not only did they make it flow better, but they made it flow more efficiently. And by doing that, they were able to get more horsepower by being able to run more compression, and also they improved the squish band on it, which is awesome because that really helped with the compression. They have better quench pads to help with detonation. All this so far sounds really good. We're making bigger power. We're able to run higher compression. We have better cooling. All in all, this is already a huge improvement over the Gen 1 heads. But one thing is Harley-Davidson took it even further. They used bigger valves in these heads, and they also used a stiffer set of valve springs in there, which allows for a better, more aggressive cam from the factory. But if you're into aftermarket performance and bolt-in cams,
figuring stuff out. Oh man, that's awesome. Figuring stuff out.
A gift. And by using those better valve springs in there, they can go back and redesign bolt-in cams, which are going to make even better power to take advantage of these newly redesigned heads and the displacement by already having the stiffer valve springs in the factory heads. So with better cooling, stiffer valve springs, and an oval-shaped combustion chamber, Harley-Davidson really had performance and expansion in mind. Now, having that oval-shaped combustion chamber really reminds me of the old 883 heads and comparing them to the 1200 heads. This was something that was always overlooked when somebody would take an 883 and upgrade it to a big bore 1200. They put the 1200 heads on there, but they would use the pistons that would work with the 883 heads, and you really lost a lot of power in those basically dished round-shaped heads. Now, having this oval-shaped head like the 1200, when you put those on an 883, that's where you really unlock the power. They essentially did the same thing on the Milwaukee 8 and paired it with increased displacement. Now, as is, out of the box, the Generation 2 Milwaukee 8, this thing is going to run damn good, especially when you start putting cams in it and you start adding those higher compression big bore kits. And you're probably going to be surprised at the power numbers that you're able to get out of these just with the factory heads on there. Could they benefit from supporting, polishing, and a little bit of head work? Absolutely. But for most folks, you're going to be surprised just how much power you can get through this on the factory heads with no modifications needed. Now, that is a huge plus right there. It is not very often that we get to say factory parts from Harley-Davidson are actually pretty damn good out of the box. So this makes me really proud to say I feel like these are pretty good right out of the box. Now, there is also another improvement on the Gen 2 Milwaukee 8 that I think we can all appreciate. Do you guys remember on the Gen 1 Milwaukee 8s, one of my biggest complaints was the plastic air intake on these motorcycles. That was just
I'm excited. I figured something out.
And if you got these motorcycles extremely hot, there was even the possibility that the
what a
damn
dork.
thing could melt. Not only was it plastic, but it was restrictive as well, and you had to go aftermarket, Screaming Eagle, however you want to go about that to actually get a cast piece. Well, on the Gen 2 motor, that is no more. Harley-Davidson went back to a cast
Now that I
piece
figured that
on
out,
the air
that's
intake.
one of the whole
It's
reasons
flat,
why I tried
it's
this meld.
oval port, it matches the new heads, and this thing flows way more air
Uh-oh.
than the old stock piece of the past
Cut
that was
off for some
plastic on the
reason.
Gen 1 heads. Now, not only does it flow better and create more power for the engine versus the old style, it does something else we can all really appreciate. It sits down a little deeper and further back between the heads, which also brings the air cleaner mounted on the motorcycle in further giving you more legroom on the right-hand side of the bike. That's always been a huge complaint about Harley-Davidsons, was legroom on the right-hand side of the bike with your knee hitting the air cleaner. So Harley-Davidson essentially killed two birds with one stone on this new intake design. Now, don't worry, it actually gets better, because this new engine actually uses a larger throttle body. So if you decide to upgrade to an even larger throttle body over stock, you're not going to really lose as much legroom as you used to in the past. Now, the new throttle body on the Gen 2 Milwaukee 8 is actually 58 millimeter, and on the Gen 1s, it was a 55 millimeter. So you're already getting to take advantage of better flowing heads, better intake, and you already get a 58 millimeter larger throttle, a 58 millimeter throttle body. You may not even have to go to a 60 millimeter or even bigger, depending on what you're doing with the engine.
Ohio is everywhere in America, and almost nowhere in your memory. Its highways, nation, its suburbs shape what businesses test, but try to describe it and you will come up empty. With no ocean, no mountains, and no megacity, Ohio became America's default setting. So ordinary it vanishes in plain sight.
The shithole of America.
How did the state at the center of everything end up as the place everyone overlooks? And what does America risk by not noticing? No ocean touches Ohio's borders. Instead, a quiet stretch of Lake Erie shoreline, 312 miles from Toledo to Conneaut, serves as the state's only brush with open water. There are no crashing waves, no salt air, no deep water ports bustling with global trade. To the south, the land rises and falls in gentle waves, never breaking into true mountains. The highest point, Campbell Hill, stands just 1,549 feet above sea level, a soft summit compared to the jagged peaks of the Appalachians or Rockies. The southeast holds the Allegheny Plateau, where forests crowd into rounded hills, but even here, the landscape feels more like a backdrop than a headline. No arid deserts interrupt the green, and no canyons slice through the fields. The center and west of Ohio flatten into glaciated plains, a landscape shaped by ancient ice and now marked by endless farmland and small towns. There is no single geographic marvel to draw the eye or define the state's image. Even the climate refuses drama, humid summers and snowy winters, but nothing that lingers in the national memory. Cities rise, but none dominate. Cincinnati, Cleveland, and Columbus each claim their corner, but none reach the scale of Chicago or New York. No skyline here is etched into the American mind. Instead, Ohio's cities blend into the landscape, their downtowns surrounded by rings of suburbs, warehouses, and office parks. This absence of extremes is not an accident. It is the quiet foundation on which everything else is built. Ohio is engineered for function, not spectacle. Its terrain welcomes roads and rail lines, factories and farms. Everything moves easily across this even ground. There are no obstacles to slow the flow of people, goods, or ideas. Without a coastline, without mountains, without a megacity to pull focus, Ohio slips into the background. It becomes the place where the country's systems can operate without distraction. The land does not demand attention, it simply works. In a nation drawn to spectacle, Ohio's plainness is its own kind of power. Here, invisibility is not a flaw, but a feature. Corporations have long treated Ohio as a proving ground. National brands from fast food giants to consumer goods companies quietly send their newest products here first. The reason is simple. Ohio offers a balanced mix of urban and rural, young and old, blue collar and white collar. Columbus, in particular, has drawn the attention of marketers for decades. Wallet Hub once ranked it among the top cities in America for mirroring national demographics. Nearly half the U.S. population, 46%, lives within a day's drive. That makes logistics simple, but it also means that what works in Ohio is likely to work everywhere else. Take Tim Hortons. In 2013, the Canadian chain chose Columbus to test its dark roast coffee before rolling it out across the US and Canada. The logic was practical. Columbus residents loved the bakery items but were indifferent to coffee, making them the perfect audience for a new blend. If the coffee could win over Ohioans, it could win over anyone. The same pattern repeats with fast food menus, retail concepts, and even new technologies. Wendy's, founded in Columbus, still runs taste tests with local volunteers, measuring everything from flavor to how messy a sandwich feels in your hands. But Ohio's influence does not stop at products. It shapes the people who run things. The state is home to the headquarters of Procter & Gamble in Cincinnati and Whirlpool in Benton Harbor, each managing global operations from the Midwest. Ohio does not produce celebrities or cultural icons at the same rate as New York or California. Instead, it sends out operators, presidents, CEOs, and administrators, people who manage, coordinate, and execute. 8 U.S.
That's cool that I
presidents were
finally
born in
figured that
Ohio,
shit out.
more than any state except Virginia. The pattern holds in business.
I could
where
probably go back
Ohio's
to
quiet
OBS now,
confidence
regular
turns out
OBS.
decision-makers who
I
rarely
just gotta
court the spotlight.
figure out how
The
to
result
save
is a
my.
state that sets the template for the rest of the country. New products, new systems, and new leaders pass through Ohio's filter of practicality and predictability.
Gonna have to save my
This is not a place for spectators.
settings or something
It's a
so I
place
can
where
get my
things are
vertical
tested,
working
refined,
over in
and
OBS.
made ready for the national stage. In Ohio, being the default is not a limitation. It is a kind of power.
Try to figure out
Country
why my
systems run
multi-stream
smoothly
is
because
working
Ohio absorbs
properly.
the trial and error, quietly shaping what America becomes. Freight doesn't pause in Ohio. It passes through day and night, in a steady current most people never notice. This steady movement carried nearly 1 billion tons of goods across Ohio's highways, rails, and waterways last year, with a value of $1.1 trillion. Trucks do most of the work, hauling over 70% of that value and nearly 60% of the tonnage. The Ohio Turnpike alone sees more than 42,000 vehicles a day, with trucks making up at least 1/5 of that traffic. On rural stretches of interstate, combination trucks account for almost 1/4 of all vehicles. These numbers are not just impressive, they are essential. When the Brent Spence Bridge near Cincinnati closed, over 13,000 trucks had to reroute, costing the industry more than $23 million in extra time and fuel. This constant movement is no accident. Ohio's geography, with its flat plains and gentle hills, invites roads and railways to crisscross the state. 4 major interstate highways, Interstate 70, Interstate 71, Interstate 75, and Interstate 80, converge here, connecting the East Coast with the Midwest, the South with the North. Warehouses, distribution centers, and logistics hubs cluster along these corridors, drawn by the promise of easy access and predictable flow. The state's freight volume ranks among the top
Hey, I
5
figured
in
out the
nation
featured
business,
chat thing.
Not because it dazzles, but
I can
because
go
it
to
works.
chat,
In Ohio, flexibility is built into the system.
and when I click on the regular this
Businesses adapt
chat
quickly,
window,
and
I can
disruptions
click
ripple
on it.
outward instead of bottling up.
Damn it!
The state absorbs the country's movement, smoothing out the bumps so the rest of America barely
Pops it
feels
up.
them. While other places chase attention, Ohio keeps the country running, quietly, reliably, and almost invisibly. In January 2022, 1,000 acres of farmland outside New Albany began to transform. Intel broke ground on what would become one of the largest semiconductor manufacturing sites in the world, a $20 billion investment promising thousands of jobs and a new chapter for Ohio's industrial backbone. The change arrived without fanfare.
Well, that's cool that I
It arrived
finally figured that out. That's
It did not
strange
come with a demand for
how that works.
reinvention. Instead, the project landed where it always tends to land, drawn by the same qualities that have
There ain't no
defined
girls
this
around here. It's a
generation.
sausage fest,
A
man.
central location, reliable logistics,
My lady's upstairs.
already steeped in
I tried to message her and get her to
not
at least go to YouTube and see if
Ohio's
my
factories
vertical
employ
was
nearly
working.
690,000 people, a number that rivals the output of entire countries. Here, manufacturing is not a living relic, but a living system, producing everything from industrial machinery to car parts, from appliances to plastics. The state's economy still leans on these practical trades, supporting over 1.4 million jobs tied to international commerce, jobs that rarely make headlines but keep the gears of the country turning. Intel's megafab is only the latest in a long line of investments that see Ohio not as a blank slate but as solid ground. Suppliers and tech startups follow, drawn by the promise of stability and the ease of movement across highways and rails. The region adapts not by chasing trends, but by folding new industries into its existing strengths. There is no scramble to define a new identity or to announce a dramatic rebirth. Instead, Ohio absorbs change the way it always has, steadily, quietly, and with a kind of confidence that does not need to be named. In the background, the state becomes more essential than ever, anchoring the nation's next era of growth without stepping into the spotlight. As America grows
I'm
more
not sure why
polarized and loud,
it's
Ohio's quiet utility becomes an advantage. Its $675
funny
billion
crooked
economy,
looking.
vital highways,
I'll figure that
and
out.
adaptable workforce keep the country moving without the need for spectacle. Sometimes real power isn't in being seen. It's in being
Now when I
essential.
click on stuff,
Thanks
I
for
can get the damn featured chat on that thing to work. This is Red Rider on YouTube. If you go to YouTube,
It's probably not
at,
safe for a
I
person
think it's
like
at
me.
Red Rider. She's a Canadian. Hey, there's the wife.
Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all doing well today. Okay guys, I've got some Temu tools here, and I know that some of you guys just really don't like Temu, but you know what? When someone calls you up and they ask if you want some free tools, I feel like only a crazy person would say no. So Temu sent me some tools to test and review, and I'm gonna give you guys my honest opinion on all this stuff. Temu wants me to let you guys know that if you download the Temu app, you can get a discount on one of my things that I've got here, so you can get like 50% off of
Temu.
that I show in this
Temu.
video.
I
And
bought
if
some
you're a
stuff
new
on
Temu
Temu
app user, you can actually
before.
get a
It takes a
$100
million years to
coupon.
get
If
here,
you are
and
already existing Temu app
I don't
user,
know.
you can get a
It's okay if you
$20
realize what you're getting. You're getting really cheap shit, like bargain bin stuff.
Go ahead and do that. If you don't like apps, then you can still like order stuff on Temu online. I'm not sure whether or not the discount code will work on the browser or not, but you can give it a go if you would like to. And I'll have the QR code and the discount code on the screen and in the description and all that jazz, guys. So anyway, guys, that's enough of the spiel. I'm gonna show you guys what I've got here. I tried to pick out stuff that I thought people who watch my videos would be able to use, and also stuff that I thought would be useful in my garage. So I've got this little ratcheting like handheld impact wrench here, which is actually like pretty handy. It's battery powered. This one comes with 2 batteries. You could actually choose from a few different like sets or whatever. So there was one that came with 2 batteries, one that came with 3 batteries, one that came with just 1 battery, and they all have like a different kind of gear going on in the box. So the one that I picked out comes with 2 batteries. I kind of picked like the middle ground.
Yeah, it's even cheaper than Harbor Freight.
Sockets, little tiny
And that's saying something.
smaller sockets. Comes with like a little baby socket. So clearly it's not meant for doing big stuff, and I probably won't use any of the sockets today because they're all metric. I don't really use metric stuff, so I won't be using the sockets today. I'll use some of my own sockets, and it does come with a charger, so it is rechargeable. Your batteries just plug in like this, so that's super duper convenient. Another thing that I picked out was this little guy, this little freaking flashlight. It's got like 1, 2, 3 brightness levels and a blinding brightness level in case you need to blind your enemies while you make a speedy getaway. And it also has like this little pen clip thingy, so you can clip it onto your shirt or your coveralls or what have you. It does have an adjustable beam too, so that's super handy. And the best thing about it, guys, is it's rechargeable, so you can actually like slide this little thing down here and you can plug it in. It just takes a USB-C. It's got a little LED light there that goes from red to blue when it's fully charged, and it's ever bright, so it's actually like a good brand. I love this thing, guys. Like, we're always needing flashlights in the garage, and it's a pain in the butt when you have to always be replacing batteries. I've been wanting a rechargeable flashlight for a long time. Comes with your little charging cable. I freaking love that. It's probably my favorite thing. I mean, I'm not sure if it's my favorite thing because I haven't tried anything else out yet. And then I got this thing too, which it's a freaking flamethrower, guys. So it says that it's an art flam, and it's a propane torch, heavy duty weed torch. So for torching your weeds. So this is like
For
all
torching
the
your weed.
pieces for it. Wrench for doing it up with. Looks like a decently long hose. I really do love.
It's hard
the
to find
fact that
real
it comes with
estate
a handy
on the
dandy little,
damn
like, carrying bag.
vertical
This actually
side.
reminds me of one of my favorite childhood toys. The way that this comes apart like this. It was like a Fisher Price flute, and I would love to have another one. So it's super convenient. The fact that it just comes apart and has a little carrying bag like this. So we're gonna go outside and light some fires later. This will probably be the last thing that I test. And then last but definitely not least, guys, it's a bearing and seal, like, putter inner thingy. I don't know what they're called. It's a bearing and seal driver set. Yes, that's what it is. And look at this. Like, you've got, like,
It's a putter inner
every
thingy.
size the average person could ever need.
Only a chick would say that. A putter inner thingy.
So many times I've needed one of these, and I'm always like scrounging around my garage trying to find a proper size pipe or socket or whatever for like putting bearings and seals in. You guys have seen some of my, like, I call them hillbilly setups, but this goes all the way up to like 74 millimeters down to 18 millimeters. So it's got like literally every size like a normal person like me could ever need. So I've got this crappy old inner primary from a shovel head I'm going to use to press a bearing into. So we're going to see how this thing works too. I did also order myself some other stuff that I'll show you guys closer to the end of the video. I'll tell you what I think about it. It's not really tools, but it is useful stuff. It's stuff that I will definitely use. Yeah, guys, let's just get into testing some of this stuff. I'm going to start off with my impact wrench.
Alright guys, so Temu wanted to let you know all about their affordable camping gear and the huge selection of it that they have on their website. So go check that out, guys, if you're looking for camping gear or anything else that is, you know, kind of a good deal for price-wise. And just so you know, I don't get any commission off of any of the sales that are made from this video. All I got was the tools that are in this video and a discount code for you guys.
I've already fully charged this. I wanted to have it fully charged so that I knew it was going to be like as good as it can be. So it does have a little light on there too. So in case you need a light, if you're like impacting things in the dark, and we're gonna see how tight I can do this bolt up. If I didn't want to go too much bigger than the sockets that they provide with the tool, because that would be unfair. So this is a 3/4 inch. The biggest socket that they give you in the set is 17 millimeter, which is just slightly smaller than 3/4 inch. So I'm gonna see how tight it can do this up to, and then I've got a torque wrench here I'm gonna be able to test it with, and yeah, we're just gonna see what this little guy can do. So I'm gonna pop this on here. It is 3/8 drive, so like I said, it's not meant for like anything super crazy.
The tightener thingy majigger the doodad. Stick it on here and
Really? That does not feel very tight. That's like 11 foot.
That's what he said.
That's not very much. Really? I mean, I guess that's okay if you're doing tiny stuff, but
oh.
Well, it undoes it pretty good because it's only 11 foot-pounds. 30 Newton meters. It says it does 30 Newton meters. So 30 Newton meters is 22 foot-pounds. So this technically should be able to undo something that is 22 foot-pounds. So we're going to do this up to 22 foot-pounds and see what this little guy's got for undoing power. Okay, that's 21 foot-pounds. This thing technically
I didn't know this was going to be a comedy.
Well, it does have a little bit of undoing strength, guys. We're gonna pop a bearing into an inner primary. The big bonus about this bearing pusher set is that it comes with like literally every size. That is what I'm excited about. So I'm gonna use it to pound this bearing into this inner primary here. Put a block of wood under there because I don't want to wreck anything. Like, I'm actually super excited about this tool. Like, you've got all these little round discs like this, but then you've also got in the case here this handle here. You have got this little end that screws out and in. Once you pop that on, screw that on. I have no idea what this is for. And I'm going to put a smaller one in there just to take up the space, just so that the disc I'm actually like trying to move stuff with isn't all floppy and sloppy. And then it does come with this little Allen key. Let's tighten it up. And we want to make sure that this is all straight up and down. Normally, you would not put an inner primary bearing in that deep, but this is just for the sake of the video, and I can push that out if I need to, hopefully. It's a decent price for something like this. Like, this was only like 50 bucks or something like that, so that is actually a decent price for something like this. The end of this, a little bit of paint flaked off, but the metal doesn't seem like it's like getting squished or wrecked or anything like that, so that's super handy. We'll see how it stands the test of time, but for now, I think it's pretty good.
Oh no,
Now,
she used that and wrecked
this
them.
is what I've been looking forward to. The flamethrower. I'm gonna just like get it all connected here. It does have a little seal in there too, so that's good to know. Obviously, this is your gas nozzle here, and then you've got your striker
Obviously.
here. Now we're just gonna take this thing outside and see how it does. I'm scared, and I'm excited, and I'm mostly afraid.
If you did it, you shouldn't be scared.
Alright, I'm all hooked up to my propane here. I've got a fire extinguisher just in case things get out of hand, guys. Safety first, or third if you're me. Today it's safety first, though, because we don't mess
Or
around
not
with
at all.
fire. Yeah, I'm all ready to go. Everything's nice and snug, and we're just gonna give this thing a go. Turn on my tank. Make sure nothing's leaking. Doesn't feel to be leaking. Turn on my nozzle. See this thing light up. Oh, it's right away. It's windy out today, so I'm gonna turn that up all the way. Oh, yeah! Check that! That thing is fun! Wow! Well, that works great. Oh my gosh! It's a legit flamethrower, guys! Holy yeah. This probably uses so much propane. Oh, it just went out. It doesn't stay lit. Woohoo, baby! Bring some weed! Ah, yeah, I'm gonna use this all the time.
And we wondered who started all them forest fires.
I love this thing. I like the fact that it comes with this little like knob on here, so you don't need a tool to put it onto a propane tank, which is super convenient. I'm probably gonna sit here and enjoy the fire for a little bit, but I do have a couple more things to show you guys, so we'll see you back inside. I'm gonna give you guys my final thoughts on all of this stuff. But before I do that, I've got one more, or well, technically four more things to show you all. So I'll be right back. Check it out, guys. I got a full riding outfit on Temu. Oh my gosh. So we've got the pants.
You just got, it's all right to buy clothes on Temu, but you got to remember they're Chinese sizes. So if you get like a 10X, it's like an extra large normal.
Crash my bike and tell you whether or not it protects my brain, but I also got these goggles. I'm not really too sure what something like this would cost, and normally in real life I'll have all the prices for this stuff on the screen. One thing I am gonna say right away is that some of the helmets on the Temu site, they don't have a size chart, so I ordered a medium because I didn't want it to be too small. The medium was way too big for me, so a small definitely would have fit me better. This helmet seems like it's pretty all right quality for 60 bucks, guys. Like, I think the price could probably be a little bit better for the quality. The shirt and the pants are definitely breathable. I can tell you just from walking from my house into the garage here, these are definitely breathable. They'll be great for the summertime. I'm excited to try them out. One thing I don't like about the pants though is these side knee pads, because they're really stiff and they stick out like really crazily when you have your knees straight. And then the boots, guys, I'll show you those up close. So I've got these boots.
I can only handle so much of listening to Czech talk, man. Especially with them. Like, oh, I like this guy too, Kentucky Ballistics.
This is lame. Wish this snow would go away so I can shoot my guns. Wait.
Put a thumb in it. if anybody ever watched this guy before, he damn near damn near killed himself. Now he sells shirts called Put a Thumb in It because one of the guns blew up in his face. and had a hole in his jugular, and he stuck his fucking thumb in it in order to stop the bleeding.
Are experts when it comes to exotic ammunition. And today we have some famous ammo that was allegedly too lethal. I'm talking about
I watch most all his videos when they come up.
So what are black talons? Why is there so much lore around them? And why does everyone think they were banned? Black talon ammunition was made by Winchester around 1990 and was originally made for law enforcement. They're called black talons because they have a black oxide coating that makes them black. I believe it's called Lubalox. And when these things expand, they have distinct petals that fold over and make them look like talons. So in the early 1990s, the black talon caught a really bad rap from the media and other sources. They said they were designed to rip flesh, that they were too sharp even for surgeons to touch, that they would cut their fingers and hands when removing them, and because they have a black tip, they said they were armor piercing, which made them especially dangerous to law enforcement. So today I have the majority of the black talon calibers that were offered in the 90s. We have 9mm, we have 40 Smith & Wesson 10mm, 45, 357 Magnum, 44 Magnum, and 30-06. I know there were a few others offered, but we have a pretty good chunk of them today, and we're gonna test them against ballistic gel and body armor and see how much of the lore around this ammunition was fact and how much of it was baloney. I'm very excited about today's video, so let's go get set up and get started. The only thing I hate more than cold temperatures and ice is Spam. But thankfully there's companies.
Hey, Spam's pretty good when you fry it.
Aura. Here this guy
I like Spam.
just suffering from spamothermia, and those companies called data brokers
Not good for you.
All they care about is selling his personal information and making billions selling it to marketers and scammers. Oh no, oh no. Gotcha. Aura is an all-in-one digital security, and with Aura, you're going to get alerts if your personal info is found on the dark web, real-time fraud alerts for credit and banking, 24/7 monitoring to help keep your identity secure, a secure VPN, antivirus, password manager, and more, and US-based support available around the clock if something goes wrong. I totally memorized all that and didn't write it in the snow. So how does it make you feel that these companies are making billions selling your data? No, it makes me feel just so
Yeah, I did.
mad. Ow! Ice is sharp. I need a Band-Aid.
They make all kinds of flavored
swing
Spam
over
now.
to Aura.com/Kentucky or click my link in the description down below and get 2 weeks free. And during that 2 weeks, you will find out where your personal information has been exposed.
Making me hungry for some
sold.
Spam and eggs. You
Again,
ever
a
had
big
Spam
thank
and
you to
eggs?
Aura for
Spam and eggs is
sponsoring
pretty
today's
good.
video. Now, let's get back to it. So we are all set up and ready to go. We
Or a
have
Spam
two
sandwich.
16-inch blocks of 10% clear
Fried
ballistic
Spam
gel made by
sandwich.
Clear Ballistics. And then we
Sandwich.
have a level
Say it
2A
right.
vest
Sandwich.
on
Fried
a
Spam
5-gallon
sandwich.
water jug. I'm using 2A body armor because I figured that's probably what most law enforcement was wearing back in the early 90s. And we're going to start out with 9mm. This beautiful gun is a SIG P211 GTO, and I'm loaded up with 2 rounds of 9mm black talons, and these are 147 grain. We're going to take one shot.
Yeah,
at the
subscribe
soft armor,
to,
and
if
then
you
we're gonna
don't
take one
already,
shot at the
at
ballistic
Kentucky
gel,
Ballistics.
inspect, and then move on to the next caliber. Body armor is first. Woo! All right, now the ballistic gel. Oh, I have to get real low.
Yeah, I'm about done on here. Dear.
Getting old.
I'm proud of myself. I figured out a bunch of new stuff today.
Okay, well first, let's inspect the body armor. Also keep in mind, this is an old vest. We have a hit right there, and we did not make it through the vest. So it stopped the 9mm black talon. Now let's look at the gel.
I'm excited. I figured out how to make that damn feature.
surprised,
And it's actually, that feature
thought we would
chat's
stop
pretty
at
cool
the first
looking.
block, but if you look right here, we went all the way through the first 16-inch block, and then we stopped in the second block, so that's probably about 18 inches of penetration. So now I know you want to see the round and see the black talon. But I'm gonna take a few more shots before I start tearing through these blocks. Up next, we're gonna be using a 40 Smith & Wesson, and this beautiful gun is a Bull Armory SAS-2 Air, and I'm loaded up with 2 rounds of 40 Smith & Wesson Black Talons, and these are 180 grain. All right, armors first, here we go. Oh my goodness, that's not a good sign. Now let's see if we can hit it in the gel. Here we go. Oh, did we stay in? Yeah, we caught it. Well, it looks like we have sprung a leak. I'm not sure if we made it through the vest or if it just popped this 5-gallon water jug from the sheer force because this is soft armor. Let's see here. Oh, that hurt for sure, but we did not make it through the vest. Level 2E, level 2A, what was that? Level 2A armor is made to stop up to 40, and I believe 357 Magnum. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comment section down below, but it did stop that. But as you can see, it still probably would have cracked your sternum. Black Talon. For the 40 Smith & Wesson Black Talon in the gel, you can see that we almost made it through the 16-inch block. It actually stopped about 2 to 3 inches shy of making it through the block. 9mm penetrated deeper. I expect this next caliber to blow that armor and that ballistic gel into the next county.
It's good. They make some flavored ones now too, which are pretty decent.
These are 45 Black Talons, and they are 230 grain, and we'll be using a Glock 21.
Some of them are pretty decent, I should say.
Body armor is first. Woo! All right. Now we will shoot the gel. Here we go. We caught it. First, we are going to inspect the body armor. I don't believe
bacon
we made it
spam.
through. And surprisingly, well, no, this is kind of cracked.
Make regular
we are
spam
leaking a
and
little
bacon.
bit, but we did not make it through the vest.
I think they do. I think they make, if I'm not mistaken, I think they make
weaker for
some
our
different, like
and then in the gel, we caught the 45,
Tabasco spam.
And surprisingly, the
some
45 ACP penetrated deeper than the 40. I'm going to switch these blocks around now so we have a fresher block up front, but let's dig out these rounds first. Okay, about got the 9mm out of there. Oh, there it comes. There it is. Now that is pretty cool. I mean, very uniform expansion, and those are some sharp little pedals. I mean, they are sharp. Black Talons. Okay, I'm actually pretty impressed with that. Let's get these others out. There's 45. Look at that. Wow, that is pretty nasty looking. That is cool. Ow! I actually kind of cut my finger a little bit on that. So maybe them being sharp and dangerous for surgeons, that could be, I don't know, partially true. I don't know. Black Talon.
Yeah, I probably ought to be going
and now we
pretty
have
shortly, pretty remotely
40.
here.
And as you can see, it also expanded, very uniform, and looks really good. So far, the folklore about Black Talons being armor piercing is not true, but I will say they are very sharp and they will cut your fingies. I am very excited to try out this next caliber. This is 10mm. I have a Nighthawk custom 10mm, and I'm loaded up with 2 rounds of
10mm, my favorite.
180 grain 10mm. Body armors first. Get a little low in a fresh spot. All right, now the gel. Gotta get low. Here we go. Body armor is up first.
10mm, don't fuck around.
Here. Let's see. Oh, it stopped it. Stopped the 10mm. And I think because this thing is already cracked and has some give, we don't have any new spots here. I'm kind of surprised, actually. But stop 10mm. Now let's take a look at the gel. And looks like 10 millimeter made it through the entire first block, but stopped just shy of the second block. I bet this thing will just fall out of here. Now it's right there. See if I can just go ahead and, oh, it's sharp. It's like popping a pimple. Oh, wow, okay. That is pretty interesting. Real good expansion, very uniform. These things look nasty, I will give them that. Up next, we're gonna step it up.
Yeah, I better go.
This is
Be sure y'all stick around long enough to check out the outro.
1911, and I'm loaded up with 2 rounds of
I'm
Black
gonna get off
Talon,
here.
180 grain.
I will see y'all tomorrow. If you get a chance, stop by the regular stream tomorrow at 6. I may, middle of the day, have one just for the hell of it. But I'm going to head out of here.
The echoes fade, the mic runs cold, the session's done, the raw truth told. Another blessing through the wire, fueled by that 1% of fire. You've heard the facts, you've seen the signs. Hard wires cut between the lines for the insane Wheels family and none who dare to see. You were hitting it with hard wire till the final crashing beat. Yeah, hitting it with hard wire. Truth and power can't be beat. A massive thanks for watching, for tuning in and being real. From hitting it with hard wire, know exactly how we feel. The world keeps spinning, news keeps breaking. No time for sleep, no time for faking. He'll be back here, same damn place, to stare the chaos in the face. Keep your eyes open, mind aware, breathe that unfiltered rebel air. The fight continues day by day.